goodness. Are we there? Are we? I was shaking the camera because our connection is unstable. We're getting warnings already. Come on, YouTube. Can we out
there? Is anybody out there?
Is anybody out there?
Oh, YouTube telling me you're live.
William Randall saying hello.
Yeah, can you hear us, William?
Or somebody, anybody.
Somebody. If your ads have finished, or you skip the ads.
Yeah, that's YouTube for you. It's jam everybody up. Altron Kaiju.
What's up?
Kaiju is with us this
Hey, how are you guys doing today? What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Lee Balmford?
Maybe something. Yeah, hey, Lee. Hi, David. Lady Pop. Hi.
As they start to pile in, thank you for joining us this afternoon or evening or morning, depending upon where you are. Ghost Junk says good evening. Because sometimes we get people that are like in Australia and New Zealand and all over the place.
And it's already tomorrow.
All kinds of different time zones going on here. Ghost Junk, pumped to see you live again. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Venus Soldiers, hey, just subbed to your channel a few days ago. I love the topics. Well, we appreciate that.
Yay.
We appreciate that. We're all in nostalgia here.
Ghost Junk is in Canada. I want to go to Prince William Sound.
Really?
No, Fabio. Wait. Is it Prince Edward? Sorry.
Fabio, George Costanza.
Watching from Colorado. I live in Colorado Springs. I like Colorado Springs. I went to Denver and Cripple Creek.
Master of Magnetism.
Hey, Master.
They're all popping in. Oh yeah, William was telling me he couldn't identify a certain comic because the cover didn't look right to him, and it was like he had, I guess when he was a kid, he forgot. He took the insert out and put it on the outside to replace the cover.
Okay.
Venus Soldiers, I'm a toy collector. I collect Sailor Moon. Oh, okay.
And Mr. said he lived in Colorado Springs. It's a great city. I liked that it was a nice, slow pace. It felt small townish. You know, It had that small town feel. And I love that you could see the mountains and you could see the snow on the mountain and all of that.
And Ghost Junk says reach out anytime if you want to know some travel tips in that area.
Yeah, because Anna Green Gables was filmed in Prince Edward Island. And I had a whole packet together because I was going to go and visit. And then we had some trouble in the family that it was like in the about 2006, 7-ish. And I had this whole plan to go there. And I just never went. Yeah. And then after that, things just kept moving along and I never went. And every time I see Anna Green Gables or hear about the eastern part of Canada, I always think about it. And man, I wanted to go because on the movie, of course, they showed the scenery and it was just so beautiful. And I wanted to go visit.
Mr. saying it's not so small townish anymore. The Californians are flooding it.
They're flooding everywhere. Texas too.
I bet they are. From California, New York, and New Jersey, they run it.
Yeah, Chicago too. And Illinois.
George says his real name is John. Well, we figured it was a pseudonym, but and
Action Figure Academy.
Hey, and Hank Hackenbush is here.
Hankenbush, that name.
Are we going to be on here for a bit? Yeah, because he's been on the live streams before. Yeah, we're going to be around for a minute. We're also doing a Halloween live stream.
Yeah, we are doing a Halloween live stream on, I think Halloween is a Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday or something like that, about 7 o'clock. We're just going to sit around and shoot the breeze like we always do.
Why not? And Venus Soldier says, and that it makes sense then, Sailor Venus. I'm a toy collector too. I collect Sailor Moon toys.
Okay.
And the Bandai ones, I remember when those were first coming out in the U.S. because me and my oldest used to watch that. We would watch Sailor Moon, and then if I remember the lineup correctly, it was Sailor Moon, Ronin Warriors, which Playmates made the toys for, and then after that, Dragon Ball Z. I'm trying to remember the lineup, but yeah.
Open by nostalgia.
Yeah. Out of Sight is here. Fractured English. What's your opinion on the Haslab Ghost Rider? And the Haslab shill. There's a lot of Haslab shills. That's why, you can buy up to 5. But I think the Ghost Rider is going to fail. I don't think it's going to make it because it didn't make it to to the bonus figure
Mm-hmm.
for if you get on board. Hello, Gilgamesh. If you get on board before a certain time, you get this extra figure, and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't make it, and then people started backing out, and I still don't think they've even hit 6,000, have they? I think
Yeah.
that one's going to go the way of the Rancor monster here shortly.
Probably if they made the car like one of the tiers and just did him with a motorcycle, people probably would have been on board. If it came with a because he normally comes with a motorcycle.
Well,
And
this
I
is the
think,
new one. This isn't the classic. I bet you
yeah,
if it was classic Ghost Rider,
yeah,
it would have pulled off, but then they wouldn't be able to justify the price point for a motorcycle.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But people probably would have still did something.
Electric emphasis. Do you have an antidote regarding a certain vintage toy find? I don't know. I like the car, but 350. Yeah, and the idea is if you make all the tiers, it kind of justifies the price, like
Yeah.
Galactus or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to make it, and it won't justify the price. Yeah, Cowboy Ghost Rider. That if they had that as part of the tiers with the original Western one,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been good. And
But the Western one would have came with a horse, right?
Yes.
Mm.
But if did it fail already? Yeah, it looks like it's not going to make it, basically. But I don't know if it's time's up. I don't think the time's up on it quite yet. And Gnome Ski said, I heard the car Ghost Rider exists because something about copyright or something to do with the name and stuff. It's complicated. I have no idea.
Who knows?
It looks like the Ghost Rider, kind of like the Ghost Rider from the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jason Risley is there.
Mm-hmm.
Fractured. Oh, what's your favorite toy lines? That's hard to say because it's multiples. I like G.I. Joe, but I like G.I. Joe from different eras also, like the original 60s and 70s Joes. I like a Raw, obviously. You can see some stuff sitting here, a Raw hanging on the pegs. I like the Mattel Shogun Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, the deluxe, like 22 to 24-inch figures. But I also like the die-cast line from there. $6 Million Man. Star Wars, original Star Wars, but I like the deluxe figures more so than the small ones, but I'll take the small ones. Stuff like that. George liked the video about the war comics and the weird war tales and stuff.
Oh, good.
Those are overlooked. It's a
is.
big subgenre of books that are just not made anymore. They don't make the war comics anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make the romance books anymore. The romance comics, stuff like that has just kind of been forgotten.
William Randall says that was it him? I thought somebody said they had it was Master Magnetism said they had a movie marathon on Friday. They saw Tourist Trap, Black Phone, and the new Halloween Kills.
A couple people were talking about that. Or not Halloween Kills, but the very recent one. Hopefully it's the last one because I think
they say it's always the last one. I mean, he got his head chopped off and
I don't know.
Because they've about Halloween
beat that horse
H2O
to death.
Or Halloween 2000 or something. She ran the car into him and then chopped his head off. I mean, in the original, he blew up in the hospital. So I don't know.
Gnome says that's H2O.
Oh, H2O was when she chopped the head off.
And Kaiser Kaiju's joined us.
Hey, Kaiser.
Yeah, JG. It's hard to have a specific favorite when you're around, where you're so much into it. But the one that really jumped me off, and there's somebody had asked me about an anecdote. I didn't forget you. It's just trying to keep because he lost track. Yeah, this is the one that did it, and I think I've talked about this figure before because I still have it. And the story on this one goes because I found this in a toy shop in like 1988, 1989 when there weren't that many collectible toy stores out there. And I saw this figure, and he's about pretty much unplayed with. He's really clean. The box is a little rough, some tape damage there. And I wanted it because I had it when I was a kid, but I had it for like a day. And I don't remember where I got this from. But my mother didn't like it because in her mind, it's a soldier and she hates war. So I wasn't allowed to have it unless I gave up all of his stuff. I couldn't have the rifle. I couldn't have the dog tag. I couldn't have the Adventure Team sticker. I had to take all of that off, and I was willing to do it just to keep the figure. And I played with it for the day, and she was mad that I guess I was still defying her by wanting it. So she tore it to pieces. She broke it all up. So I had it for like all of 24 hours.
Wow.
And when I saw this in the store, and this is what really jumped me off, when I saw this in the store, I was like, I want that, because that's my Adventure Team Kung Fu Grip figure. I remember him. And that's what really pulled me into collecting, even though I had a lot of Roth era figures, which for some reason she let me have, although I got them all myself. Nobody bought me one single Roth figure growing up. But I still had those, and they were just stored in totes or whatever at the time. But this dragged me into wanting to collect toys more after I got it.
Target has an exclusive Transformers.
They get an exclusive everything.
It looks really cool in vintage packaging, and it's an Autobot. Okay, because Walmart did the reissues, and they were in like the vintage box. We haven't been to Target in months.
Hasbro's about to completely kibosh Transformers and flush it.
Why?
Because the new cartoon that's coming out, they're pronouncing the Autobots. They're they and thems now. That's what I heard. Because I've already seen some buzz about it coming up on the channels, and they're like, "Oh, please don't do this."
Well, they are.
Yeah, and if that happens, people are going to lose interest, because you know how that works. Yeah. Someone had asked how our week's been going. We have had a very, very busy, especially today. We've been very. We didn't even sleep. I didn't sleep.
Our kitten had babies.
Yeah.
This morning.
Because the ones we adopted, turns out Great Kitten is pregnant and had baby. She wasn't even 2 pounds when we found her. Because I weighed them. She was like 1 pound and 14 ounces. 5 kittens at like between 4 and 5 o'clock this morning. And 3 of them weren't breathing. And you massage them and you turn them upside down and you get the fluid out of them. She's laughing at me, but 2 of them revived. 1 didn't.
Yeah.
1 did not. So she's up there suckling 4 kittens right now, but she's had me up all night.
So
that's how our week is going.
But other than that, it wasn't a bad week. I mean, not eventful, and that's what you want, an uneventful day or uneventful week. And ours was uneventful until today.
Yeah.
And then it got very eventful.
So no sleep for me.
Yeah, and then we thought she was finished having kittens, and she had 1 more. Yeah. And then we thought she was finished, and then she had 1 more.
You know how that goes with cats if you ever had one before.
She just kept pushing them out. And I was like, oh my God, you're having another one.
JG says he likes the comic videos we've been doing.
Oh,
just
good.
Adding something else that we're interested in to
sharing
with the community.
Trying to expand and show people what our interests are, and then we just like seeing them and talking about them, so it's fun.
Master Magnetism said Halloween Kills is a weird plot, but he's not going to spoil it.
Oh yeah, I don't care, but other people might care, so yeah, don't spoil it.
Oh, Mr. likes the Remco McDonald's. That's again, I know I say that about everything. One of my favorite toy lines, but it's finished. The 1976 Remco McDonald Land figures. It was a one-time deal run, and the playset. I got the playset sealed in the box. Fractured English, applause, I guess.
Gilgamesh said the only comics my dad read were war comics. He gave me a couple of years back. I want to get them out now and see what he had. Yeah, they're actually pretty good. I love looking at the cover. Like I said, I'm really interested in the Unknown Soldier, and I'm collecting that up because I wanted to see how many books were in the run, and they had a synopsis of who he is, and he is a known person. And I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but it just seems so interesting. So I'm collecting that.
Yeah.
And and a couple of others. I might start collecting the Ghost Tank because they had the Ghost Tank and the Losers. So we'll see how that goes.
And Fracture wants to know if I'm getting the Mezco G.I. Joes. No, I did actually pre-order The Destro, which still hasn't come out yet, but I got off the bandwagon with that. I don't, I've stopped pre-ordering the Mezcos. I'm trying to move away from a lot of the more modern stuff, because every time I do an unboxing and review, I find myself disappointed with the majority of what I unbox and review, because they don't pay me to talk, so I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm not liking a lot of it. Although the Conan was good. The Mezco Conan came out pretty decent. Gnome says, I love the old G.I. Joes.
Exotic Car says Mondo Battle Cat.
Yeah, and I'd love to get some, but they're pricey. Yeah, they can be. They can be. Mondo Battle Cat looks okay, but the rumor is the MSRP is going to be $500, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know about that. I don't think I don't think I can swing that, or I don't think I want to.
The prices on these adult collector items just keep creeping up, and it's not until people say, you know what, I ain't paying for that it'll stop. But, and I mean, I'm guilty myself. We still willing to pay for it, so it still goes up because they know somebody's gonna buy it. Until people say, you out of your mind.
Until enough people turn their backs on it, and they're cranking it out. It's the frequency's increased since Funko bought them, because Funko owns Mondo now, and I noticed since that happened, this is 3 in a row now, where they usually did like a couple in a year. So we had they had
the He-Man, right?
Several actually, because there was the show exclusive Hordak, which I did get, and I didn't like it. I don't think they did a good job on Hordak at all. His hands won't even stay on. Then there was the deluxe He-Man, the 40th anniversary He-Man, which I did go ahead and order. Then like 2 weeks later, they had She-Ra, and it's like, come on.
Didn't they have a Skeletor?
I don't remember if there was another Skeletor. I forget.
And now the Battle Cat.
And then the Battle Cat, and it's too much too soon.
And they showed like a Trap Jaw or something, didn't they?
Yeah, Trap Jaw is coming up.
Or is that that tweeter head? It's so many people are doing them at one time.
Mondo is got Trap Jaw.
Okay.
Mondo's got Trap Jaw coming.
And I know Tweeter Head got something, because I said I wasn't going to get it because I got 2 Tweeter Head. They're 2 Hordaks, and I don't care for it. I mean, everything looks amazing in the picture, and then you get it home and it don't look right.
Cosmic Enforcer wants to know if we back that Eternia playset. No, we're not going to do that. It's $550.
I mean, I do have playsets, but I'm not a big fan of playsets. It's like, okay, if I'm at a show and they have a playset and it's cheap, I might get it.
Because but the playsets that she has, they're all vintage Mattel.
And they small.
And they're in the box.
Yeah.
She's got some that doesn't look like they've ever been touched.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
Yeah.
Plus, the Eternia was never even in a cartoon. I can't understand that yet.
It was in one issue of the mini comics.
Yeah, but the palace was in like every episode.
They never made
Why didn't they make a palace?
I think that would have made people bonkers if they saw that.
Yeah, it's like, man, they made a palace, something that was actually in the show. Let's get on that. But no, we're going to make Eternia with all these monorails and stuff. Yeah. That wasn't in the show.
Well, the guy from The Simpsons, he sold him that. Monorail. But and if we miss your comment, we're not ignoring you. It's just that, there's a lot flowing through here right now. Venus Soldiers, I'm glad I'm growing with my own money. I can buy what I want. No one controls my toy collection. No kidding.
I know that's right.
That's right. Yeah, George, that was sad. That broke my heart this morning.
Happened?
Oh, the kitten.
Oh yeah, the
cat I couldn't revive that one. It just it was unfortunate. But the other ones, I was nervous because it's like 3 in a row and they're just not responding. They're not moving or anything, and it's like, oh no. But you turn them upside down and you can gently squeeze them, and then the fluid starts coming out of their nose and mouth, and then usually they'll jump too, and that one just did not respond. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Gilgamesh, I got the G1 Ramjet last week.
Ooh.
I had him when I was a kid. Okay, my dad had bought him for me after I fell off his truck and got out of the hospital.
He felt bad.
Oh no.
He felt bad.
Ghost Junk wants to know if we're pumped for Deadpool 3 or specking any comic appearances related to it. Yeah, that probably the end of Hugh Jackman's career right there. I don't like the Deadpool films at all. I don't like modern Deadpool. I
Mhm.
like how he was originally in the 90s. I don't like that they turned him into basically Howard the Duck.
Mm.
But that's fine if some people like it. But I saw the first film and I was completely put off by it. It was too adolescent for my taste, and I never watched any of the other ones based on how I felt about the first one. Because
I never seen any.
there's some Marvel films that people just really like that I've seen that I'm like, I don't care if I ever see it again, including Black Panther, which I did not think was a good film. Killmonger was the only character I liked in that film, and they killed him.
Mm.
Unless he's coming back, but I have no desire to see the second one based on the first one.
They said before they were like kind of final in the second one that they were going to bring him back, and that they were even in talks because they had a way to kind of bring him back, I guess. And they were in talks with Michael B. Jordan, and he was willing to come back. And then you didn't hear any more about it. So I don't know if he's coming back or not, but I know they said one time after the guy died, that they were going to bring him back and he was going to take over the throne. Something they were going to fix
They
it.
kept changing it, so I don't know what happened, and now I don't even care.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, William
William, did you
Randall.
hear they pronounced the GI Joe Hasbro panel on Q&A session, basically
Yeah,
asking
make them
people for their
pronoun.
pronouns?
Yeah.
I did hear that, and a lot of people were real upset about that, including the community they're pandering to.
Yeah.
That was like, say, you're missing the point if you're forcing people to do it, which is true.
And then
Yeah.
some people made comments to Hasbro HR department, and the person was like, "Oh no, HR didn't make me do that. I did that because I wanted to." And it's like, you can't look. Well, not take that back. Just take that back. But because nowadays you can't look.
Oh
But
no.
it's
Yeah.
like, who cares? Just ask your question so we can go.
Yeah, sick of Hot Toys prices. I get it. How tough is the 76 Remco set in the box? Mr. Ass. He's talking about the Ronald McDonald playset that's over there. You can find it. There's a bunch of them. There's probably a bunch of them on eBay, but they're going to be played with, and the boxes are going to be rough. To find a mint sealed one, it took me probably 5 years of looking to find one for a decent price. For one that's unplayed with, you'll pay a pretty penny for it. The carded figures aren't so bad, and the Ronald's the easiest one because they made the most of them. But the and the Professor, because nobody wanted to play with an action figure of an old man. But I think, what is it? The Grimace and the Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac can be tough, especially the Mayor McCheese and the Officer Big Mac, because the packaging, they're heavy. They're really, really top heavy in the packaging, and it tends to break off. So yeah.
K Mirren up there at the top.
Huh? Oh, do you collect anime in any capacity? There seems to be quite a few anime collectors on the stream today. Good to know I'm not alone. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I have some like Ultraman monsters from the 80s. Like you might can see. You probably can't. I've got who is that? Icarus sitting there, and of course there's the Godzilla and the Mazingers from the Mattel Shoguns, and I've got a bunch of the smaller die-cast ones as well. Just a odds and ends, like vintage pieces. I don't know if it's coming with a He-Man Masters of Magnetism. I don't think it is.
What is
the Battle Cat? They had a He-Man on it, but I don't believe it comes with that He-Man. But when they announce it, of course, I'll show it on the weekly roundup.
I think that's the He-Man from before.
Venus wants to know what's the most we ever paid for a figure. I don't know. I don't know if I want to admit it, but off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Because we look for the best deals that we can find. Probably the most I ever paid, it might be for one of the. They're sitting back here. Where are they? Over here. There we go. Those are the product people for the Monsters cereals, General Mills product people, And I think one of those I might have paid as much as $400 or $500 for.
Wow.
And that was cheap, because the General Mills ones go for crazy amounts in the original boxes unplayed with like that.
I don't think I ever paid that
Yeah,
much for
Kaiser, I think
anything.
everybody's tired of the long pre-orders, and it is out of hand,
Yeah.
especially with the delays, and they get you hemmed up for years almost, waiting for stuff.
George Costanza says he's
Uh-huh.
tired of the G.I. Joe too.
And George says he only has a few of the Imaginext play sets. They're fun to look at. Oh, the yeah. That's gotten to be pretty popular now. Kenny says the Palace would be like $5,000. Yeah, no kidding. Ooh, we're way behind.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, and K. Munin says as price keep going up, it'll cause more and more collectors to bow out. Yeah.
That's what happened to me. Well, one of the many things. What?
Oh, Hank is talking about Tom DeLonge and Blink 182. I couldn't name one song.
I've heard of Blink 182, but I don't know any of their songs. If I heard it, I probably be like, oh yeah, I know that song. No, I didn't know that was Blink 182, but I know the band, but none of their songs.
Yeah, Ghost Junk didn't realize. No, I don't like what they've done with Deadpool. It's the same thing they're doing with Hulk right now, or She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And people make the argument about the comic. Oh, she did this and that in the comic. It's not the same thing, and it's very different the way it's being presented. But we'll just leave that there. Elite Action Joe made it. Big Marvel family, but have not seen many of the latest movies. The Hasbro pronouns thing was ridiculous. Yeah, a lot of people were upset about it.
Yeah.
And Killmonger, yeah, I liked Killmonger, Kenny. I didn't like any of the other characters, especially the little sister. Nobody in real life likes a smart-mouthed teenager.
Is she coming back? Because she had got into a lot of trouble for not fitting in.
And there's Robert Online made it.
Hey Robert, Stone Sour,
taking stuff out of
Raccoon
storage.
Eyes. Who's taking stuff out of storage?
Robert Online.
Oh,
he's wondering why he's having trouble getting the PS games to work. Well, they've been in storage for a long time. Hopefully, they haven't warped, because if it's temperature changes can affect discs, so you got to be careful.
Okay.
And Stone Sour's here. William is looking at a new house. He's looking for a room. Oh wow. It's just all over the place here. And again, we apologize if we lost you here. But yeah, I liked Killmonger, but I didn't care for the movie, and it got Oscars, but that doesn't mean anything. Oh, Mr. says I've been trying to get into those box product people. It's rough. Paid $350 for a bang up Frankenberry. Probably should have. Yeah, that Frankenberry, even in a beat up box, $350 is a good price for the Frankenberry. Just to demonstrate how hard it is. I don't know, where is it? Right here. That's the Trix Rabbit. I'm on 16 years now working on this set. This is the only one I've ever found for sale, and I check daily on eBay. I look for it at shows. You never see them at shows. This is one of 3 I've ever seen for sale. The Blueberry Count Chocula maybe has come up 3 times in 16 years in the box. You can find them loose, or you can find them in the cardboard mailers, because you could buy them directly from General Mills also. And Henry's probably only come up twice right there. Fruit Brute maybe twice. You get the idea. If I was going to start, I would start here and wave 2. The Campbell kids will be the easiest to find. And then up here, this is wave 2 of Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and they can usually be found all together in a set for around less than $200, I think, $250 for the set. But the first wave is the expensive one. That's the tough one. Spike likes Mint, Brave Star, Carded Robocop, and Cops and Crooks. Yeah, I've got Cops and Crooks. I got Brave Star. I've got a pretty sizable chunk of Brave Star figures too. That can get to be a real rabbit hole also, because there's Montgomery Ward and Sears exclusives and stuff, and you get the Tex Hex and Brave Star 2-pack, and then you got Brave Star that has a badge instead of the little Carry-'em chunk, and then there's a 30-30 and Brave Star 2-pack, and there's a Brave Star with cassette on a card that's very expensive. It can be a can of worms trying to put that together. Yeah, number one Marvel fan said she will be in the new Black Panther.
Oh, so I guess they didn't cancel her.
Oh, okay.
Because she had got into some trouble for having an opinion back, about a year or two ago, probably before COVID or something. She said some stuff and people didn't like it and they were all on her.
Some of these guys, they get a big head, like the guy from the 10 Rings or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You have seen him in interviews. What a snide prick he is.
Yeah, because I wanted to see that movie until I saw his interview, because I saw the trailer
And it
and all
looked
of that.
okay.
I was like, okay, I'll go watch that. And then I happened to see an interview he was in before we went to see the movie. And I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go see that movie. Not with him talking like how he talking and being real nasty and ugly to the producers and director and the studio and all of the things he's saying. It's like, dude, why would you say all that? Even if that's how you feel, why would you get on there?
Yeah, slow down. You got a public image there, buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna put this on YouTube, because he was in an interview, and the interview was on YouTube, and it's for the whole world to see. And you talking all nasty about the studio, Disney studio, the producers, the directors, and everybody. Just, I'm like, man.
Robert says that his TV VCR combo still works.
That's
Yay! Good. Yeah, I know.
Now you can buy some VCR tapes.
His Xbox looks a little faded on HD TV. It might be the screen's too big. How big is the screen? Because the more you pull it out, the more it kind of blurs. And Kenny wants to know what I think about Marvel Legends redoing old figures. It's hard to get and changing updated prices. People don't like that because it offsets an established value on previous figures. Hot Toys does the same thing, though. They'll reissue a figure. If they make a little bit of a change to it, it's not so bad. But I mean, they're in business to make money. That's what they do. They're going to reissue old figures. I mean, they even recolor and recast Build-A-Figures and sell them as regular figures. They've done that.
George was saying that he's been going to retro style arcades where you pay a cover charge and play for free. I don't know of any of them like that.
I don't think there's any around here.
They have an arcade in the mall, but it's like the newer modern games, but it has a slot machine on the thing where you put your $4-5 in there to play the whatever game it is. But I haven't seen a retro style one like what you're talking about.
Yeah. And Mr. says he probably definitely should have bought one. If anybody wants to see one up close, if you've never seen one before, let me know and I'll pull it down. Or I can grab somebody. They were talking about the Remco Ronald McDonald figures. I can pull one out so you can see what I'm talking about if anybody's curious. Raccoon Eyes is here. And they said they were at Target and saw the Marvel figures in the boxes, and they don't like that they can't see the figures. And, if they had started out that way, to be fine, because there's plenty of examples of vintage figures that are sealed up in a box and you can't see the figure directly. And, that's okay. There's like right here. There's a Harbert Doctor Who figure, which is Migo, Italy. And these came sealed in a box like this. And so it is what it is. If it had a window box and switched to a solid box, people would be upset about that. But since they started off this way, no one has a problem with it. But when you start off with a standard display box, and then you change it, you aggravate everybody, especially if you got Build-A-Figure parts in there.
That somebody wants you to show those figures.
Which one?
Those cereal boxes.
Oh,
yeah.
These?
Yeah. But the thing is, with those boxes nowadays, and we've talked about this before, you can't trust that the figure is actually in the box. In the 80s or the 70s and 80s, when you bought that figure, you didn't have any thought that when you got home and opened that box, that figure was going to be in that box. It never came to mind that something else might be in there. But nowadays, even with the window box, you go to the store and there's a different figure in there.
Yeah, because people pull the okie doke.
Yeah, it says that it's supposed to be gung ho, and then you got some strawberry shortcake in there. It's something totally different.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be in there. Or the heads popped off. Or the Build-A-Figure's been taken out. So that's the thing that gets me with it. It's like, you can't trust that it's going to be what they say it's going to be. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. This is the very first figure in the line, and you see it's by the product people, and that's of course Charlie Tuna from Starkist. And it's a double window box. You can see clean through it.
Oh yeah.
And then the next one in the line is the Trix Rabbit from General Mills.
Oh, hold on, let me stop it so we can.
And this one is and Shiny Haunter has joined us. Hello, Shiny.
And Coffee Madness is there.
Excellent. This is again, like I said, in 16 years, I've only ever seen one other boxed example, and it's in a private collection.
Mm-hmm.
This is extremely rare. You can find them loose, but in the box, it's impossible. And here's Count Chocula, which most often you can find them in the shipping box. So it's just a plain brown mailer, but that's essentially what they look like. And I have a Trix Rabbit loose I can show you, because all it is just a squeak toy.
Kaju said that he hates the excuse they give that they're saving on plastic or whatever. Yeah, that's just a lie to promote the agenda that's going on now. We're on climate change. We got to save plastic. We got to save fuel. We got to do all of these things. So we're going to take these little minor steps to help protect the earth, but we're going to still throw trash out and do all kinds of stuff.
Hey, Hasbro, what are the action figures made out of?
Yeah, plastic.
Are they wood? See, this is what it looks like out, and that's all it is. And his neck is jointed.
Yeah.
See, and usually you find them loose, and they're kind of then it's kind of faded. That one's really milky white that's in there. But I just really liked these, and the Pillsbury Playthings, which I've got a ton of them here. The Pillsbury Playthings are, they were made actually by Pillsbury, not the product people, even though they look like they go together. That's another tough line to work on.
Mm-hmm. The problem I have with closed boxes is quality control and people swapping out parts. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. And Coffee Madness agrees with what we're talking about.
Sure.
You have to shake the box. Yeah, shaking the box don't work.
You'll have to open the box in a store.
Yeah, and then you'll get caught opening the box to check something. But the person that opens the box and take parts out or swap figures never gets caught.
Eric says, hey guys, love seeing you as always. I bit the bullet and spent the amount on Super 7's Charlie Brown and Linus. Wow, they're amazing, but too darn much. Huge rabbit hole now. Yeah, I like them too, because I got a soft spot for the old Peanuts, but which is a franchise that is fading away.
Yeah,
it's disappearing. There's a lot of we could do a whole video on that, franchises that we all grew up with that they're just so obscure now.
Yeah, they're gone.
But yeah, the price point put me off.
They have I seen a concept art, and I think I seen a custom figure. I don't know if it's a custom figure or if it's out there, because I've tried to find it. But it's Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and it's the Survivor Charlie Brown. So he's like a grown man.
It's like a statue, and it's like a Rick Grimes Charlie Brown.
And Snoopy
looks all feral.
Yeah, and Charlie Brown has like a gun and a backpack, and you can tell that he's an adult, and he's all muscular and big, and he's in survival mode, and it looks really good. And I saw it on 2 channels, and I contacted the person and asked, who made that figure, but they never responded. And then I saw it again, but it never says where the figure was made. So
yeah.
But it looks really good. She
never could track it down.
Yeah, it looks really good. Let's see. That Charlie Brown tuna is dope.
Yeah, Charlie Tuna. And, they did the Jolly Green Giant, which isn't exactly giant. He's like right there, the green box, which is, they're all uniform sized boxes. And then they got all these weird shapes for Wave 2. But if you wanted to start that, I would work my way completely backwards from Wave 2 to Wave 1. And the Campbell Kids will be the easiest, because for some reason in the 70s, Campbell Kids were massive and they produced tons and tons of it. So more of those were made than anything else. That's them right here. And you could find them real cheap. I would start there with product people. And if you're interested in the Pillsbury Playthings, these 2 right here, which are the standard Doughboy and his wife. I would start with them because they're the easiest to find.
Let's see. Coffee Madness says we're saving plastic. It's on our shelves. Yeah.
Sure they are.
I love Brave Star when I was young. We watched a TV show. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I got the discs.
Oh, you got the
discs? So it's on our queue.
Yeah.
To watch, but it's one of those really decent after school type shows. We just finished with Conan the Adventurer.
Yeah, we're on Valiant now. Prince Valiant. That's on Tubi. And Prince Valiant, and actually, they'll kill you on that show.
Yeah, people die in that show.
Yeah, they kill you. And then we saw the episode where the boy was being abused.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was kind of brutal. And then the racism show.
You don't get a black eye falling off your horse. Tell me the truth. What happened to you?
My daddy beat me. And then the other boy was like, oh, don't worry about it. I know how you feel. Oh. My daddy used to beat me too.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Somebody asked about the adult Happy Meal. I don't know how I feel about that. Those things look ridiculous.
Why does the figures have 4 eyes?
Yeah, nobody. That's what everybody keeps asking. I guess because it's October.
What that got to do with anything?
Halloween. I don't know. But
it probably be okay if them figures didn't have 4 eyes.
I'm not interested.
No, we don't go to McDonald's no more. Since it's all like the fries never taste right.
Yeah. Coffee says, agree, wacky racers, nobody knows. Yeah, modern people don't know what that stuff is. Let me see.
Where are you? I think you here, and then we got to move down. On K.
Yeah, people still agreeing. Yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, people wouldn't swap stuff out like that. I never trust a figure in a box. K. Mullen is basically saying the same thing. A lot of horror stories about QC issues. Hasbro making pinless figures. I bet it's cheaper to make those figures pinless than doing them with pins. The point is they're changing more or charging more. I wonder it'll probably be it probably is cheaper, and they'll probably break easier too.
The Melvor.
Yeah. If they did another Peanuts cartoon, they drench it in modern day politics. Yeah, no kidding.
Like everything else they do.
Whoa. And so Robert asked about how the Bela Lugosi Dracula is holding up.
Oh, it's fine. You saw the video? We did a video on it.
Yeah.
Did you see the review? Because I know you wanted to see it, and we did a review, and it looks pretty good. The casket I thought was kind of weird.
The casket's wonky.
Yeah.
And it goes to show it takes all kinds. Somebody got mad at me because of the string. Because the strings for the cape, because I put it under his arms. Apparently, it is supposed to go that way. Yeah, you're supposed to put it under his arms and tie it around his back, because that's how the original cape was. And he was mad at me for not knowing that.
Who cares?
In the comment section,
then buy your own figure and tie it up in the back.
Yeah,
shoot. Anyway.
Yeah, screw your feelings. Says the adult Happy Meal looks ugly.
William say it gives him the runs.
Oh yeah.
The McDonald's never came here. Oh, because he's in Canada, I think. 4 Eyes are based on the artist. Whatever. It never came with 4 eyes. No. I don't know about that.
Modern artist.
Stupid.
Venus is asking about the Toys R Us making a comeback to Macy's. Yeah, that's just okey-doke.
Yeah, we talked about that before too.
We did a whole video on it last year. Because all it was, they just put a couple of Toys R Us signs in their toy department at Christmas. That's all it was.
Yeah, it was like an aisle or two. And if you've been to Macy's, you know what their toy department looked like. It's like some piece tables. Of an aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like 3-4 shelves. And they just put Toys R Us banner up, and that was it.
Yeah, Graphic Man says he loves the Peanuts. Finally got around to picking up Dell Comics of Peanuts. Felt like I actually accomplished something. It made him feel good. Yeah, there's something about that. And I'll show you a real rare Peanuts piece that I have, and it's like the silliest thing, but I like it. I'll show you something here.
Let's see, something Johnny Benadryl. When I was a kid, we just swiped price tags and got them cheap. Yeah, but now you don't swap price tags, you swap out the whole figure.
Yeah,
and you take parts off. Like I told you before, we saw a video and the guy says he buy the builder figures and take the builder figure out, the part out, and it take the figure back. So it's like,
yeah,
you can't trust it. Oh, that's cute. Look, ears flopping around.
Yeah, the ears are a helicopter. It's a pull toy. But Snoopy Copter pull toy, and you see the little kid playing with it on the side there. Yeah, this is straight up early 70s. This is sealed, though. This is a sealed box from Hasbro. See, there's the other little kid there. That's a 70s photo right there. Look at that haircut.
Yeah, look at that girl in them little pants.
I know. Her little
bell-bottom pants and the shirt.
Because you remember he could do that. Snoopy, his ears were a propeller, and the Woodstock would sit in his lap, and he'd fly. And that was so charming. I just couldn't resist it.
Yeah, that is
I could not resist. And like I said, it is sealed. You'll never find this sealed again.
Let's see. Mr. says, I'm a teenager. It's very sad how unaware of anything all the people around my age are. None of them know of the great things of the past, much, much, much better than any newer movies or shows. Yeah.
And what's sad about that? A lot of them don't want to, because they have this stigma about it. They have this concept.
I don't know. It seems like it's two camps, because you do have a group of people that become aware of something. Like they'll hear a song, they'll see a TV show, they'll hear a phrase, they go and they look it up and they find out, oh, okay, I never heard of that. Let me look into it. Oh, I like this show, or I like this type of music, or this artist, or something like that. But then you have those others that could care less about anything at all. It does, and they're the people that if they grew up in our age, if they were our age and grew up in our time, they wouldn't want to know nothing anyway. Even back then, they wouldn't want to know nothing. They wouldn't want to, open up their mind to see what's what and what things were. That's just how people are.
Yeah.
Where did I see that? Oh, you moved it.
I didn't touch it.
The Silver Surfer is the Haslab Galactus is not pinless. Okay. General Mills used an artist this year for the cover art on the USA boxes. I want a set of the ill plastic monsters. US only here. The Dracula looked amazing in the video. The Four Eyes is the style of the collaboration McDonald. Collaboration with what? Peanuts combined with Boondocks cartoon. That would be a mess. I like the Boondocks.
Actually, Boondocks is a nod to Bloom County. You remember Bloom County? Bill the Cat and Opus the penguin. That scene where he's standing in front of the tree and the hair is flowing. That's one of the main characters from Bloom County.
Oh, okay.
Berkeley Breathed was the artist.
But it's a far cry from when it used to be in the newspaper, because I used to read
that changed a lot
in the newspaper, and it was nothing like the cartoon.
Kaiser wants super articulated McDonald's figures. The only McDonald's figures you're ever going to find that are in any way articulated are the Remco ones. Robert said he loved the review, wondering how you feel about Dractor after a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, I still like it. I mean, when I buy, I might not care for it as much, like some figures. That one I do. But even if I don't care for a figure, it ain't going nowhere. I don't get rid of stuff.
Robert wants to know if you're into video games.
No, I don't play video games.
She would. I mean, if I got like the Nintendo
Tetris.
Mario Brothers out or something, she would play with me.
Yeah. I had the first PlayStation. I had that, and I had Nintendo, like the first Nintendo. And I never had any games.
Yeah.
Well, I had the game it came with. My parents didn't buy me any games.
Yeah, Zom says it's not different. One generation not knowing about the others, like not knowing about the 30s and 40s. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Always bugs me. They consider Mutant Ninja Turtles old school. I mentioned Johnny Sacco
or Steve Austin. Nobody has a clue.
Yeah.
Certain things just kind of fade. Oh, Nick is here. Nick says,
Nick.
Great discussion, guys. I just stumbled upon you just now. You have gained a new skill. Oh, well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Oh, and
Oh,
George
George has
has
to
to
go.
go. Well,
Have a great rest of your day, everyone.
oh,
Okay.
all right. Thank you. And K Munin, since this is David's favorite subject, began noticing even the con exclusive pops are not moving at my local stores. They are literally on
Yeah.
the floor getting stepped on.
Yeah.
Hashtag David was right. Yeah, I know. Because somebody else said something about that in here too. I just missed it. Oh, Mister said it. Thoughts on Funko intentionally killing themselves. Well, people are losing interest. And
Yeah.
I talked about the very last beef with Funko video that I did, and I said it would be the last one. Hopefully it is. That the idea, and I still have people make that argument that I guess they didn't watch the whole video. Because I said in that video, people will make the argument that because Funko has so many franchises
Yeah.
that they'll never stop. The problem is that people will still get tired of the concept.
Yeah.
Which is why Funko always was reaching for something else. When they found it right now with the sodas.
Yeah.
They tried Dorbs, they tried Akari, they tried rock candy, all these different ideas were set up to be a fallback for when people finally got tired of pops, because anyone in marketing of a product knows that will happen.
Yeah.
Period. All these toy lines, eventually, someone got tired of them.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Ura G.I. Joe faded away.
Yeah, Star Wars fade away, Masters of the Universe, they all fade away.
They come back in a different incarnation. They change the style, they change the size of the figure, something. But pops, people, there's too many of them, and people, they reached a saturation point, and you get tired of a concept, and it's had a good long run. Remember, pops were not popular until about 2015. They were making them in 2010, but they weren't, nobody cared until about 2015, and that's when they went into mass production.
Yeah.
So, a fad will have about a good 8 to 10 year run, like Thai Beanie Babies, because Thai is still around.
Yeah.
They didn't go anywhere. People aren't as interested in the Beanie Babies anymore.
Cabbage Patch
had about a good 8-year run.
Pound Puppies.
Yeah. It happens. Yeah. It's not an insult to Funko, and they're smart to try to find something else, to find another niche.
With the with the not the records, but they got the acrylic case with the album covers, the comic book covers, the videotapes, the T-shirts. They got a lot of different things that they're doing. I told you what they could do. They'll get another run for a while is do the lunch boxes
with a thermos, properly sized.
Yeah, a properly sized lunchbox with thermos, and you will pick up steam for about another year or two. But the thing is, you can't make 50 of the same box and put a store exclusive all over Earth and con exclusives. And I think that's what also wore people out.
That's what's killing people with G.I. Joe classifieds.
Yeah, and that's what wore me out with Funko. It's like, okay, you got the Funkos that I want. Half of them are a store exclusive for 5 different stores, or con exclusive that's only sold at the con or on eBay for hundreds of dollars. You can't get it.
If it's a shared exclusive, it's different. They got a different sticker, and
that sticker part
that bothers a lot of Funko
does
collectors.
Bother because they want both stickers.
Yeah. William, you asked that question before. I missed it. William wants to know what our favorite hot beverage is during a chilly day, chilly weather. Favorite hot beverage?
I drink tea.
What do you drink?
Tea.
No cocoa. I like some hot cocoa.
Yeah, hot
if
cocoa.
If it's made with milk, not water.
Yeah.
That's for the gas station. And somebody was asking about, I know a couple of people mentioned that. I'll show you a Remco McDonaldland figure if you want to see it, because I got the whole set here.
Oh, he just hooked up his original Xbox to his HD TV. Why does the games look foggy?
Yeah, I was saying that's because if it's the expansion, it's made to be played on a different format. So, if it's too stretched out or if it's too big, it can't, if it's an older system, it can't keep up. Gnomski says Funko even tried to make regular figures He-Man style. Yeah, they got in trouble for that with the Savage World with the superhero ones, because it was too close, and they got into a beef with Mattel over that.
That was picking up some steam, and they also came out with a play set. They had a
Yeah, they did.
playset for, when I say Batman or something, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it was a castle or something.
Yeah, and and then they got in that trouble, so they had to stop that.
Yeah.
So, well, now that they with Mondo, they might can make records or Mondo didn't Mondo make? No, that was NECA. I was gonna say didn't Mondo make lunchboxes, but Mondo makes
NECA made lunchboxes.
Yeah, Mondo makes records and posters and
that's
stuff
what they're
like
best
that.
known for, actually.
Maybe they'll do something like that.
And where are we?
I don't know because you skipped it.
Yeah, that's all right. Too many variants. That's what Two Old Geek says. Funko has too many variants. But how many are there? They must be at around 15,000 now. It's insane. Oliver likes hot tea. Nothing wrong with hot tea. I like hot tea too, because we drink hot beverages. We drink a lot of tea. We make our own.
Funko feels way too mass produced. It's easy to see the downfall in every way when things aren't selling like they used to. Yeah, the value's not before recent. Yeah, and then the prices, and I think a lot of it too are flippers, and that's in all.
That ruined it too.
Not just in Funko, but in all of them. In classifieds, you saw it in all of the different areas. When you were trying to go to the store and get something, you could never find it, but you can always find it on eBay, and that frustrates people. And it causes them to, lose hope, lose heart. And then they're like, you know what? Screw it. I'll go do something else.
Yeah. And Gilgamesh liked the Savage World He-Man.
I did too.
She has a few. She has the Thundercats ones.
Well, yeah, because they didn't do He-Man. They did the Thundercats, and they did the horror figures. And I have those. I like them. I was hoping that they kept going, but like I said, they got in trouble with Mattel.
Robert's still talking about that 1/12 Robotech cockpit. No, I don't blame you though. That's an impressive piece. I had shown it on a roundup some months back. It's an impressive piece. It's expensive though. They really are. Punisher X doesn't like Funko at all. That's okay. It's not for everybody. Some people are really into it, and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, spiced chai tea. Okay, Spike. That's a good choice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And he wants to know if Two Old Geeks wants to know how I pre-ordered the Mezco Solomon Kane. No.
Solomon Kane.
Solomon Kane. No, I didn't pre-order that. I can't even remember now. I remember seeing it, but I didn't pre-order it. And I think the only thing I have left on pre-order with them is the 89 Batman, and it feels like that's never going to happen.
Oh yeah, it was the Bat Cave. Okay, because Screw Your Feelings said they needed Chitara Tigra and the Bat Cave. Yeah, it was the Bat Cave. I knew it was something like that.
And then Kaiser says the Jack's Pacific Legends all got scalped when they hit the shelves. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Oh, Kenny's got to go.
Okay, thank you, Kenny, for stopping by and chit-chatting with us for a while.
And Mr. says flippers are 100% the thing that killed Funko. Exactly what you said. No chance in store and only online. And remember, on the Instagram, Open by Chance on Instagram, a million years ago, I put up a picture of a Target employee putting a box, a sealed case of Funko icon figures in their trunk, red vest on and all. And it's like, okay, so why can't I find them on the shelves? I wonder. Oh, and Target will tell you, we don't allow our employees to do that.
Yeah, sure you don't.
Yeah.
You don't know what half them people doing anyway.
No, you don't know. They don't know what they're doing or where. Well, they do track at Target. They track them a lot better than Walmart, though. That headpiece is tracking and monitoring them. They got an AI system. It's creepy. If you stand in an aisle too long in Target, the camera system will spot you and tell an employee to just casually walk by so that they can ask you if you need any help to deter shoplifters.
Oh, wow.
When I worked at Walmart years and years ago, like about 160 years ago, the number one problem they had with theft was employee theft, not shoplifting. I'm sure it can't be that different. Master wants to know if Origin Snake Mountain is going to be released like Castle Grayskull or crowdfunded. I don't think they crowdfunded that. I think they got a window sale.
Oh, they're going to do a Snake Mountain? Is it going to be the size of the one that Super 7 came out with? Because I know the one Super 7 had was like $700.
Yeah, it was huge though. And fragile. We saw one video where the guy was taking it out and broke it. Just picking it up.
He probably was manhandling.
No, what happened was he didn't have it closed And when he picked it
Oh.
up, the hinges snapped.
Those things aren't meant for you to be all roughhousing.
Let me see. Gnome says they were supposed to do Conan the Barbarian figures. They showed prototypes. Oh yeah, 1/12 scale or 1/6. The 1/6 scale Conan the Barbarian, the based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, got canceled. Yeah, and I had that on pre-order too. Cat's Lair, Funko Cat's Lair, huh? Retail release, William says. We're trying to catch up here a little bit, so guys, if we miss you here. And Elite doesn't like the high prices either. Yeah. Yeah, 2027 Tom Baker. That soon?
Golly. You've been waiting about 4 years now, ain't you?
It feels like it. It feels like it. It's been delayed at least twice, and it's been delayed till November or something. And we'll see what happens because that's Big Chief, and they've always been that bad. Master says, I've seen people where they don't get that one grail in the collection. They will turn around and sell everything if they can't get that one grail. That's true.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen people on YouTube videos going just crying and stuff because they can't find something.
Yeah. That's also why
serious.
That's another reason why I don't like a lot of the modern stuff, because with the vintage stuff, it just is what it is. If it's something that's going to be hard, you already know.
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what? That Marshall Bravestar and 3030 like Montgomery Ward's 2-pack. I might see one in 3 or 4 years for sale. So I already know what to expect. It's not like it should be on the shelves, and it's not.
Yeah.
And then there's some guy that has 12 of them on eBay. And my friend Wildy, I want the Origin Snake Mountain or Fright Zone. Eternia Creations Mattel wants $550. It's too much. Yeah, I think it's too expensive.
Yeah.
And Moondust is here.
Hey, Moondust.
Do you have any Apollo space missions related toys? I thought I saw you have something, but can't remember. Yes, I do. Actually, it's right here, and it's processed plastic.
Oh, that.
Yes. Because I had this when I was a kid, and I went out and found it again, which isn't easy. It's very hard to find this, even complete, let alone on the card. It was made by a company called Processed Plastic in the 1970s, and it is the Apollo moon rocket with 2 little astronauts, although mine had white astronauts, and you can find these in various color combinations. Usually this one is just a reverse, so there's like 2 versions on this card, and there's another version with a different style card, if you can find one. These are very hard to find. But yeah, that's what I have. I also have a couple of the processed plastic space shuttles, but those were done in so many varieties of colors, it'd drive you nuts trying to figure it out. And those don't cost as much, though. The shuttle's cheaper. This would be expensive to find. But yeah, that's what I've got for. And you see, it was originally sold at Woolworth for $1.59. This would be, I guess, considered a rack toy. Something you see hanging on the pegs.
Yeah. Mr. says, shady. GameStop and Target employees, everybody and their grandma is trying to scalp pops. Yeah, I think the scalping of the pops has gone down dramatically.
Yeah, interest is being lost, so they're backing off.
Yeah, and now you go to Walmart, and the pop aisle is, it's on the floor. And then we went to Target like a month or 2 ago, and they had a lot of pops. They had a lot of NECAs. And you can find the NECAs. You can find the NECA turtles now. I got out of collecting the NECA turtles, the cartoon version that was a Target exclusive, because every time I went to Target, I couldn't find it. Yeah. Now you go to Target. Tiring. They get they got 10 of them on the shelf, 10 of each one, and it's like, man, when I wanted these, I couldn't find it. So I got out of collecting the NECAs because of that.
And yeah, Venus Soldier said they used to work at Walmart and Blockbuster. And Punisher says, the 4th Doctor, it will not be long when that 4th Doctor Who by Big Chief Studios gets released. And there's going to be an issue with that. I already know, because they are re-releasing the original 4th Doctor that's wearing his original outfit, because the one that I'm currently waiting for is the 2nd version Tom Baker outfit, but of course everybody would prefer the original one. Well, they're re-releasing the original one now, which is cheaper than the Tom Baker, the second version.
Oh, wow.
And people are canceling that pre-order now because they want the first one and it costs less. But take a good look at it. The sculpt is crap on the first one.
Oh,
it's a
wow.
reprint of the original one, and the sculpt is not good. And people are going to get it, and they're going to be disappointed. You're basically buying the costume. So I just left my pre-order alone, and prayerfully I'll get it before I turn too old.
Raccoon, I want to know what's your grails.
Oh, what's our grails? I don't know. Do you have a grail? A grail we're looking for, or a grail that we have? Yeah, and D-Dow wants to know about yeah, Mezco is bad, really bad with communication. I have a whole video on that because I had a shipping nightmare with them. I did a shipping nightmare video like a year ago because the police were even involved.
It was more than a year ago.
Was it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I had to call the police in Topeka, Kansas.
You got to watch the video. Don't get him going with that.
Oh my God!
Everybody
yeah,
on here has heard that story like 4 times.
Yeah, probably. Oh, Lee likes my rocket. Yeah, that is very cool, and like I said, very tough to find, still sealed up like that. Zom says that Eternia is 1,200 Canadian.
Oh man!
Ouchie. Yeah, he was saying that in the comment section on the last video.
That's crazy. Where are we?
Down here, processed plastic. Yeah, Zomba processed plastic, and it does hold up. And they made tons of stuff, and it's mostly vehicles. And you can find like wagon sets and little action figures and stuff like that, and things like this. Here's another piece.
Hey, Kentucky Mud.
Hey,
how you doing? We didn't see you in a
Here's
while.
Another Apollo piece I forgot, and that's another little rack toy. 10 cents. Three
little men.
3 Apollo spacemen.
That's like those marksmen.
Yeah, they're like little toy soldiers, plastic. That's all it is, but that's neat. And you never find these still sealed, because for 10 cents, I mean, they sold 1 million of these, and kids opened them up and did God knows what with them.
Oliver said he ended up buying the Hot Wheels 1/10 scale RC Batmobile.
Oh, okay.
I remember that rocket at Woolworth. I also seem to remember a toy moon buggy from Tang.
I think they did make a moon buggy. From who? From Tang?
You say Tang.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I don't know.
I think, you know who else? I think Heinz Ketchup made a rocket shaped like a ketchup bottle.
Oh, okay.
That was a mail order, like special mail order thing.
2 Old Geeks want to know if we ever made or bought a custom figure. I did. I bought I had a custom head of Barnabas Collins made, and then I bought the 1/6 scale body on eBay and put that together.
Robert says he has that Tom. Yeah, I have the Tom first version. Head sculpt is meh. Second version looks much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Because people I've been hearing on some of the message boards, they're like, yeah, I canceled that one because it cost more, and now I can just get the Tom Baker I wanted. No, you're buying the outfit. Take a good look at that figure. You jumped the gun.
I think they made a mistake. Buy the outfit on eBay.
Yeah, people are going to tear those apart and sell it piece by piece because they do that. Mr. says Mezco hasn't had anything together since they started. I remember trying to pre-order those like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, Mezco's been a mess for a long time. And William, action figure section at local Meijer is 1/3 of a 46-foot aisle. The store is doing a complete remodel. I was told the aisle was finalized and not happy. You think they'd be expanding it for Christmas? Usually they open that aisle up more. I used to like around Meijer. The holidays.
When we lived in Illinois, we used to shop at Meijer. That's like Walmart.
And Master says, was the Eternia playset in the Masters of the Universe comics? I didn't think. No, it's not in the cartoon. We were talking about that a little earlier.
Yeah.
It's in one of the mini comics that appears, that you got with the action figures back in the 80s. And it was only written into the comic to sell the toy.
Yeah. So, and people make a big deal about, it's a grail, it's a grail. It's like, it wasn't even in the show. How is it a grail?
I don't know. The original one's a grail because they hardly made any. And then now it's a pain in the butt to find it. But you can find it. It's kind of
it's
like
just not complete.
It's
like
kind
the
of like the
flag.
flag. You can find a flag, but can you afford it? You know, that's really the thing.
Will it be complete?
Will it be complete? Yeah, and there's a lot of broken pieces. That's why it took so long for me to get the Terrordrome, because I wanted to buy one complete, because to piece it out would cost too much, and it's not easy. Let me see, Gilgamesh, you're going to get a selfie series from Hasbro, so you can have a figure of yourself.
No, because
they're expensive, aren't they?
We saw the pictures, and
they don't look good. They don't look like the person at all. It's barely, kind of,
then you come out looking all crazy.
Yeah.
We saw the guy in the mall around here. It was a while ago, but he do 3D prints, and he make like statue / action figures of it. So he'll take a 3D picture of you, and then, a photo of you, and make a 3D image of you. And we seen it in the mall, and he got the little examples up, and they look kind of funny to me. They didn't look right. They look weird.
Shiny Hunter says, I have a really weird processed plastic 4x4 cruiser in yellow muscle car body with side door stickers to say Hiss Snake. I can't find info on it, but I think it was a G.I. Joe knockoff. It could have been. They could have knocked off franchises. I think they made a I think they made a General Lee too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, of course, Robert. They're going to stock up. They usually they'll stock up. They're already expanding their aisles for the Christmas, but remember, mostly it's going to be kitty junk.
Brandon says he's been gone. His mom has been sick, and he has POTS disease.
Oh,
I don't know what POTS disease. Let me look it up. And it's been giving him some trouble. So we're sad to hear about that. Go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna look up POTS
Johnny
disease.
Wants to know what's going to scare us on Halloween. Trick or treaters. That's why we don't answer the door.
Yeah.
No. K. Munin, what is the biggest culprit ruining modern collecting? The corporations, the companies, because all the exclusives that people are complaining about scalpers, but they create that problem with the artificial demand model with store exclusives and con exclusives and stuff like that. They create that problem. They make it so that can happen, and it's called an artificial demand model. Also, the high prices, the poor quality control. I did a video on that too, didn't I? The how the modern manufacturers are not following any of the required models of manufacturing, because I used to work for Frito-Lay, and they drilled that into us because they're very proud of that. They meet 2 out of 3 models, because as a manufacturer of any kind of goods, you want to hit at least 2 of the 3, and it's price, availability, or level of production, which is kind of the same thing, and quality. And you're not getting any of those 3 out of these modern companies. It's not being made in a timely manner. It's not, or is it readily available? The packaging and the item itself is poor quality, and the prices keep going up. The prices are almost outrageous on a lot of stuff. And so you're not getting any of those 3 models. And for example, with Frito-Lay, you are going to get good quality packaging and product. It will be made quickly and made available. You can find Doritos anywhere, but we can't help you on the price. It's going to be expensive, and Doritos are expensive.
But Doritos is good.
That's how, and that's the trade-off. People are willing to pay it. In contrast, Walmart, which is actually Frito-Lay's biggest competitor because they counterfeit all of their chips, it's readily available, and it's on the shelves, and it's cheap, but the quality sucks. It's really not good. It doesn't taste great, and the packaging is shoddy. So, but if you're not getting at least 2 out of 3 with any manufactured good, you're being cheated. And we're not getting any of them with modern toy manufacturers.
Yeah.
Plus the artificial demand model, which Funko is easy to pick on because they make so much stuff. It makes it easy for scalpers to screw people over.
Yeah, and then like you said, you can't find anything. They put the products out too fast. There's no spacing in between the products. So it's like every week we got a wave, and a wave is usually 4. And then you got pre-orders. When are the pre-orders coming out? And then you have the things in the store that's coming out weekly. You got pre-orders back to back to back to back, and people feel like they got to have every single thing, and it just gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you can't find anything when you do go to the store when you want something. Now it seems like people are starting to back off, so now when you go to the store you can find stuff. But before, like a couple of years ago, you went to the store, you couldn't find them things.
Yeah.
And you got people showing you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever pictures. Oh, I found this, I found that in mine, or my store finally got this in, but now people so disconnected, they're not concerned anymore. I think the manufacturers are starting to get nervous.
Yeah,
because they can see people aren't as interested like they used to be when we were playing games. We better quit playing games, but now it's too late.
They push the model, the artificial demand model too far. People, you can only do that so much, and people are just going to get sick of it, and you'll kill your own model.
Well, yeah, you kill your fan base, just like what they're doing with movies and TV shows. You put out some junk and then slam the fans because they don't like it and talk bad about them. They're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, this is how you feel. I won't buy your product no more."
Yeah,
and that's what ended up happening. So.
And Robert says he saw Colt Seavers pick up from Ertl with figure. Didn't know they did fall. Yeah, and they have one with the truck, and I think they also did one with him, like a crop dusting plane, or biplane, whatever they call it.
You know what they did? I didn't know until last night. They did Columbo in his car and the dog.
A die-cast, yeah.
Yeah, it's a die-cast car. The car Columbo had, a little figure Columbo and the dog. His dog name was Dog.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the bots are in.
Yeah.
Yeah, better report them. So, so that's out. Where are we?
Trying to get rid of the bots.
Give David a minute.
Yeah,
but anyway, I know. They have a 1/6 scale Batman and Robin set for $145 to $250. Looks like a good deal for third-party Hot Toys figures. Oh, okay.
You know who else made some really interesting figures that gets no love at all? Tonka. Because Tonka made figures that are very similar to the Fisher-Price Adventure People.
Okay.
And they're tough to find too.
I buy retro most of the time, so all these inflated prices haven't caught me.
That's Jackalow.
Yeah. Side note though, McFarlane has no trouble stocking shelves at great prices in consistent quality. Yeah. And a lot of people have been talking about that on YouTube. All of the other companies are having the hardest time putting stuff on the shelf, but McFarlane, he puts out, hey, this stuff is coming, and probably next week you see it on the shelves and they're full. They're at a reasonable price that people can afford. So he figured it out. Maybe they should talk to him. Hey man, how do you get your figures out at a decent time and at a decent price, and you get a lot of them and people aren't scalping your stuff?
Yeah. And except for the superpowers.
Oh yeah.
They did do that with the superpowers. We saw a ton of it at a couple of the shows.
Yeah.
That one guy had boxes of them, and it's like, come on, dude. This that's supposed to be on the shelves at Walmart. And let me see. Oh, Master says he's kind of blown away about what I said about the Eternal playset being one of the mini comics just to sell figures. Well, that's all the show was. Essentially, I mean, Filmation did a great production, but that's essentially what it was for. And they were sure to shoehorn in a vehicle or somebody just so that you could see it, so you could associate it. Because a lot of the toys that were made, you only saw them in the episodes once or twice, maybe. Like that Dragon Walker, it only appeared twice in the old Filmation out of 2 seasons, 64 episodes each, and it only appeared twice, but they made a toy.
Oh, that Roton, I think, was on there like once or
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought Spikor was driving it. So something, yeah. So you rarely saw some of that stuff. Yeah, Robert's excited. They did Columbo, yeah.
Yeah, they did the Columbo.
Diecast.
And you can open up the hood, open the doors. He has the dog, and a bunch of other just like random stuff. It looks pretty good. You can find it on eBay.
Yeah, Moondust is upset about that. So a bunch of people,
those bots,
stupid bots.
Yeah, they get in. You know, everybody has their thing, and that's what they do. And somebody will click it, and they'll get their funding. So, you know, but yeah, they got to ruin your chat.
Go do it somewhere else.
Yeah, they got to ruin your chat, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Gilgamesh says even the gold label figures he has no trouble finding, and Hasbro has no excuse. No, they really kind of don't. And like I said,
they do it on purpose.
I'm not a fan of the McFarlane, you know, and I whatever. If people have different tastes, but at least he can get them in the stores. You know, he's doing better than everybody else just based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, McFarlane's a real hustler. Yeah, I guess so.
He doing what he got to do. He making his money, and people are not complaining. I mean, okay, they might complain about the figure itself, but they can't say we can't find it in the store,
and it took expensive.
Too long, or it was too expensive.
So he's hitting 2 of the models.
Yeah, he's doing what he got to do.
It's available, and the price isn't too bad.
And and then you can get it everywhere. It's in all of the stores. It's no exclusive. I don't think he came out with any exclusives, and he never comes out with con exclusive or tour.
I don't think I've seen any.
Exclusives. Is this everywhere? If it's Sell Toys, or we got some McFarlanes.
Yeah,
and that's how it should be. Why you want to make your fans and consumers run all over Earth? Yeah.
That's why
your figure.
That's why I used to pick on Funko so much, because you know, like what was it? A solo story, and they had 21 figures, and 11 of them were exclusives in 11 different locations. And it's like, I don't want to run all over town hoping to find these. Are you kidding?
Yeah, you driving out, and now gas prices are high. It's like $3-4 for some gas. Back then, at least it was $2.
Yeah.
So you waste up, you waste up some gas, but now it's like,
because we used to pick. We used to
go hunting. We used to drive all over the place looking for pops when we were big into it.
And it just wasn't fun anymore. It's like, you know what? I don't want to go.
No.
You know, and we just stopped.
And I know, but he stopped, and I just resorted to finding them all online.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, you can find them online, but do you want to pay these prices? And I was like, no. And then I started backing out, and then I got out. You know, you just dwindle off. And then during COVID, they started coming in with the retro line, and I was able to find it. So I bought those retro figures, and then, I was like, okay, enough of this. But at least they didn't make it like exclusives. It wasn't all over the place, and it was available. So that made it easy. It's like they made it easier for you to get. But now I'm just like, I don't care. I done got disconnected. So.
Cam Union says, this has been an amazing channel for learning about vintage and modern collecting. Thank you both.
Oh,
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Glad you're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert's talking about androids on the Twilight Zone. But yeah, a lot of hey, he was ahead of his time with a lot of the stuff he talked about.
Yeah.
Marvel fan says he's posting stuff, vintage items in the Facebook group. Zero space for most collection. Drives me nuts. I'm not a big fan of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Raccoon says, wasn't it McFarlane in the 90s who started the variants with his Spawn line? Yeah, kind of. Well, he's really kind of started it. He was the first one where they officially jumped off multiple covers with Spider-Man #1. Because there was the green cover, the silver cover, the gold cover, regular and newsstand, the platinum cover, That's when in the early 90s that really started picking up steam, where they made multiple covers of everything, and then he did the same thing with the Spawn line. So he was the first one really doing it in toys too. But it and I get it, you're trying to make money, but it really kind of hurt things too.
Well, now it's annoying with comic books because I did buy the Batman One Bad Day, and I did get some of the different variant covers.
Yeah.
Because I bought them with the intention of grading them, but then I'm like, I don't want all these.
Yeah.
This is annoying. It's some of them, like when I was looking them up, some of them it's not even all out yet, and it's already $500. And it's like, why is this book $500? It's not even out yet. You didn't even let the people grade it and spec come or nothing. You just say, oh, you're gonna pay $500 because of this cover, but the inside is still the same. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, Gilgamesh has to go.
Okay, well, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks. Master wants to know if I ended up keeping the Superman and Nightmare Batman. I still have it, but I'll probably get rid of it.
Oh no,
I don't like it. I don't care for it. I was disappointed, and it was pre-ordered so long ago. I didn't even remember. And I got it, and I'm like, why did I order this? But I think they could have done a better job. I think they could have done a better job, so I'll probably end up getting rid of it, actually. And Screw Your Feelings says, my family is loving the McFarlane 7 Deadly Sins figures.
I don't know this. You ever showed those 7 Deadly Sins figures?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And Kaiser says toy hunting is a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's on eBay for 3 times the price. Yeah, it's gotten that way.
It is. And then, like I've said before, I've said it several times, that's one of the many reasons why I got out of, well, not got out of, but backed away from toy collecting. It just got to take a break because it's too much stuff. And just going around looking for it, finding it online is fairly easy if you want to pay marked up prices, which I don't want to pay. If it's supposed to be on the shelf, I'm going to pay the price that I'm supposed to pay for in the store or on a retail store like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, something like that. Not some eBay marked up price.
Yeah.
So.
And Moondesk says, sorry about the Atlanta Braves losing.
Oh, we don't watch sports.
No, I don't know anything
Who cares?
about.
I don't know that they even playing. Baseball ain't playing now. It's cold outside, ain't it?
I don't know. I thought that was I thought that was the football team.
No, the Falcons is the football game.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't watch none of it. I didn't even know they was playing. So I didn't even know baseball season. I thought, we're not, once it get cold outside, they kind of quit.
We're not big on team sports.
Who cares about them? Anyway.
Well, they do.
Well, yeah.
William says, I ordered the Target Tonka Transformer on eBay to save myself a trip due to the price of gas. Yeah, it probably ended up costing the same amount.
It probably did.
And Spike, yeah, I do remember Bowen Designs. Yeah, they're gone. He says quality, speed, and customer communication, but went out of business. Yeah. Yeah, so that you can wait forever for
let me look up figure. 7 Deadly Sins. You know what movie we saw the other day? In the company of werewolves.
In the company of wolves. Was it werewolves?
Werewolves.
With Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
Of all people. That movie was nuts.
It was actually a good movie.
Yeah.
The cinematography was really good. If you it's on, is it on Tubi or it's free to watch? I know that. I want to say it might be on Tubi or Amazon Prime. It's on something.
It's fascinating because it was done in the 80s.
7 Deadly Sins.
It was done in the 80s, but it's all a set. It looks like woods, and it's really weird. It looks almost like it looks almost like Jim Henson built their set. And they've got some scenes in there, like the first werewolf story, where because this old lady's telling the stories to the granddaughter, and considering that it's all makeup, and the guy is like tearing his skin off, and it's like, holy crap, that's nuts. But yeah, it's an interesting movie to
Yeah,
watch.
it's a good one. And somebody else on here told us about a movie that we did watch. I can't remember the name, but it's a
Seed
Italian.
People? No, not
No,
Seed
not
People.
Seed People. It's an Italian film, and it's a midget playing a little 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I think it's like a zombie film. It's something
It is. It's
weird.
a zombie film. It's like a
A
zombie
vampire.
monastery.
Yeah, yeah.
Zombies, and they're in a monastery.
Man, that movie's
And the
weird.
kid is creepy because it's not a kid. You can see clearly this is a man.
You know it's a grown man, but he's a midget.
And they dub his voice so that he sounds like this. Mommy, mommy.
And he's playing like a 7-year-old. And you're like, why can't you cast a 7-year-old? But if you watch the movie, you understand why they couldn't dub.
Yeah, there's a reason that they couldn't use a kid, because there's some weird Oedipus complex stuff going on.
Yeah, some creepy. It gets real weird. But
I can't think of the name of it.
I can't think of the name, but somebody on here told us about
something cannibal, or I don't remember.
Something is eating the children.
No. It's a comic book. Yeah. That movie was bonkers.
Yeah, it was weird. But Seed People was good too. We saw Seed People. That was weird.
Seed People was stupid. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I saw the 7 Daily Sins. It looks almost. It kind of gives you the idea of is it Final Fantasy? I'm thinking about like almost an anime. It doesn't that kind of get like Final Fantasy. Yeah. And
something
that the other one with Mickey Mouse. What's the one with Mickey Mouse and that boy?
It's Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's not Final Fantasy with
Final
Mickey
Fantasy.
Mouse.
I don't remember.
Anyway, yeah, okay, I see the figures. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, small people. Actually, he's more of a primordial dwarf, so he's got the proper shape, but he's just small.
Who died? Oh, Angela. Are you talking about Angela?
Lansbury.
Okay, because I thought he was talking about somebody else. Yeah, she just died, and her birthday is today.
Venus Soldier said they don't like sports either. They like pro wrestling.
I love pro wrestling.
Up to about 95.
Yeah, 95, 96.
Modern stuff we're not into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Venus Soldier. I recommend it. Company of Wolves. It's interesting. Is really good. It's interesting, and the special effects are crazy because again, it's done with makeup and props. But to see the guy tearing all his flesh off, and you got to do that all in one take, because it must have taken all day to set him up to be able to do that. And the woman's like,
and they showed 3 different transitions of people turning into werewolves,
and they were
all different,
and they were ways that we've never seen done in a werewolf film. They were unique. Like the guy tearing off his skin, he did it so he could transform. And it's like, and I was like, I've never seen a werewolf transformation like that before. That is crazy.
It was a good movie all in all, because at first you're like, okay, this is going to be doofy. But then you keep watching it, and visually it was really cool because they used a lot of animals, like real animals in it. And
for cinematic effect, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of contrasting in the background on the sets that catch your eye and draw your eye. It's like, hey, wait, why is that hedgehog there?
Yeah,
or is this weird stuff?
A lot of different stuff. It's a good movie. And like I said, I can't remember if it was on Tubi or Amazon or something. But if you
find it on a free platform,
I know it's on a free platform because that's how we watched it. Oh, have you two? Are you like me? Don't watch. Oh, okay. Pro wrestling.
And Venus. Oh no, where am I? Easel Monkey says, "Have you seen the McFarlane Mega Fig Frankenstein?" Yeah, we did. We showed that on the weekly roundup just in the last video. Actually, we have seen that. A lot of people like that one.
Kingdom Hearts. That's the name
Kingdom
of the
Hearts.
thing.
I couldn't remember. I never played it, so I don't remember. And Star Trek Playmates, I haven't seen them at Walmart, but I know they were making them, and they cost more than buying the vintage ones because the vintage ones are in dollar bins at the shows.
I wish Mayfex made more figures than just what's that word?
Melodious. At least the main characters and the more prominent villains. There's a big to do about those franchise rights for those characters, though, so that people have a hard time getting them. That's why they're often so expensive too. Moon Dust, no.
Oh,
Murder She Wrote. I don't know about that show. I wouldn't watch it either.
I used to watch it as a kid because we didn't have a choice, and my grandmother loved Murder She Wrote. And
no, you watch Matlock.
Oh yeah, we watched Matlock too.
I can tolerate Matlock.
Yeah, Matlock is good.
Murder She Wrote.
Murder She Wrote. I hated that show.
Columbo.
Columbo is good. In the Heat of the Night is good.
It's okay. In the Heat of the Night gets on my nerves though, because oh god, what is her name?
Althea.
Althea annoys me, but she's loud and whiny.
She's not loud.
She is. She's yell. They always arguing, and there was a lot of trouble on that show. For as far as the actors, they had a lot of problems.
Well, just the main actor, Virgil, he was an alcoholic and drug addict.
Yeah, that's why sometimes he's just not on the show.
Yeah,
because he was. They were sobering him up.
Yeah, he went to rehab a couple of times, and then the guy, I can never remember his name, but he's Carol O'Connor's son. He had issues and committed suicide during the show, during the filming of the show, not on the show, but during the filming of the show. I can never remember his name, but he's a main character. He's one of the deputies, and he commits suicide. And then after Virgil, I don't know what happened to Virgil, but they replaced him. They replaced him because they finally just fired him off the show because he couldn't get his drugs and alcohol in check.
Cheers had the same problem with Kelsey Grammer, but they got him wrapped up. But if you watch real carefully, sometimes because he got in major trouble, but the studio covered for him and kept him under wraps. I mean, literally, like they said that his car would come crashing into the lot, and he'd fall out in like his underwear, and they'd have to drag him to the showers and sober him up. He was such a bad alcoholic. But then, if you watch very carefully on some of the shows, when he's walking around, you can catch an ankle monitor on him. It's for real. But let me see. Robert wants to know if you have any wrestling figures. She's got a ton of them.
Yeah, I got a ton of them.
Yeah. Actually,
you don't see it in our tour because I had put them away.
Yeah, they're packed up
like
now.
A while back.
Where am I here? And Venus was saying that it is on Pluto.
Yeah, it's on Pluto. That's where it is, and they're gonna watch it. It's a recommended one. That one was actually pretty good. How hard to find is the fruit? Okay.
Oh, the fruit root. Very, very difficult. Any of the General Mills ones. Really, like I was saying, the whole first wave, except you can sometimes find the Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and usually as a set. I've found them for sale as a set several times. Not in like really pristine condition, but you can find them boxed as a set. Henry and Starkist Tuna are very difficult, but the General Mills are the most popular and most expensive of the lines. Fruit Brute, like I was saying, I think I've only seen it for sale maybe 3 times in 16 years, and I got one of them. It's right there, the Fruit Brute from Product People. It's very tough. So if you come across a Fruit Brute and the price isn't too crazy, if you're really into the line, I'd probably try to jump on it.
Okay. No, we haven't seen House of Dragon. That's on HBO. We only watch things that's on free TV.
Venus Soldier likes Give Me a Break. I remember that show.
I remember Give Me a Break. I remember watch it.
I watched it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it too well.
Well, they had Nell. She was like the maid or something.
Yeah, and then the husband died, or not the husband, but the dad died for real, and then they just kind of wrote him out of the show. That's the Product People Fruit Brute. My box isn't even perfect. It's kind of like banged up a little bit. It's not too bad, but considering, I mean, it's so hard to find still in the box, and his physical condition is untouched. It's just the box got crunched a little bit.
Silver Bullet was good. I like that movie, Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Dog Soldiers was a good werewolf movie. Dog Soldiers. Let me write that down. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. Yeah, as a kid, you'd fall asleep watching some of that stuff because you didn't get it when you were a kid. It makes more sense when you're older. And the Frasier show was good.
Frasier was funny.
Yeah, Cheers was good. I don't know. He says Cheers is another one of my favorites. My friend Widely. But
Best friend says old people love Murder She Wrote, Matlock, and In the Heat of the
oh,
Night. As a kid, I would fall asleep.
yeah. But I think they did better on the beginning and the end of the series run with Cheers. When they got rid of Diane and they brought in Kirstie Alley,
That's when it went bad.
I don't think the writing wasn't that great. And they kind of knew that because I was watching the documentary of the end of the line on that show, because they came to Boston to the bar that Cheers is based on, and did a whole to-do on the last episode. And they said for the final season, because they knew it was ending, they wanted to make up for the lackluster writing of the last couple of seasons and really knocked it out. And their last season's probably their best.
But I think Kirstie Alley altogether is not that great, because we saw a movie that
nobody
she
likes
was in
her.
With Reeves, Christopher Reeves. You know, the one we saw with them little kids.
Oh yeah,
and she was in there, and she was annoying in that. I can't think of it. It's the little kids with the white hair, the children of the valley, or something about some valleys. But anyway, she was in that, and she was annoying in there too. What was the name of that movie? It's with Christopher Reeves, and she was in it, and it was some kids with the white hair, and they were aliens.
Village of the Damned.
Yeah, Village of the Damned.
Because it was a remake. I think it was originally a 60s film.
The aliens came and impregnated all of the women in that town. And she was the doctor. And the kids had supernatural powers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. Oh, Broly Khan is here.
Hey, Broly.
And he said, "Did you hear Warner Brothers bought Cartoon Network?" Did we? I think we heard that.
Didn't we? Did. Yeah. We heard about that, or we saw something about it, but we wasn't sure if it was a final. Maybe
Cartoon Network will get cleaned up now too, like they've been cleaning up the DC studios.
Yeah, but WB ain't all that great either.
Yeah, but there's been a house cleaning, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how things goes.
Yeah, my friend says it did go down after they took Diane. It was the chemistry didn't feel the same, but that's it is what it is. Yeah, Night Court was another good one. I used to watch Night Court.
Was Angela Lansbury a pinup girl back in?
I've heard she was pretty cute back in the day. So was Betty White. You go way back. And
on Esther.
But keep in mind how old they were. Yeah, on Esther will shock you. Because she was like one of those like carnival dancers or something. There's some pretty racy photos of her back in the day.
She was good in A Bunny's Tale. She played Gloria
Steinem, exposing the Playboy Club. I don't think I've seen that.
Anime is becoming more popular than most American pop culture.
Anime does not push agendas and focus on actual. Yeah, and that's why.
We watching an anime. Well, we watched one episode. We're going to watch the rest later. Oh, God. It's a Japanese one on Tubi. I can't think of the name, but it has the devil in it and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty nice.
It's,
You know the name of it? It's on Tubi.
It's like Megalopolis something.
Yeah, Mega something.
Megalopolis.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the DC animated films were better. Some of the DC animated films are pretty decent.
Yeah, we watching some of them now. The Batman, Superman, Justice League stuff. That stuff is what we're watching right now, and they're pretty good. We just saw the one yesterday, and they had the water world feel because these aliens came in to take over the Earth. And
they rushed the end of it, but it was chugging along nicely.
I think, with all of those DC animated films, I think they could take longer because they try to keep them at about a little over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes. I think they can stretch it out and make it like a full length, hour and a half, 2 hours, just to tell the show, get it nice and slow going and, kind of build it up.
Yeah, and Scooby-Doo. Yeah, they no, is it Velma? They made Velma gay.
Yeah, they made
and
Velma
Shaggy
gay.
is black,
and
they did it just so that they could, and people are annoyed. It's Scooby-Doo. I mean,
Well,
give me a break.
Scooby-Doo's not even in the show. It's the Thelma show. That's the name of it. Is Thelma.
I mean, it's people just living out their fantasies. It's kind of like the argument about Bert and Ernie. And people, why don't you just admit they're a gay couple? And I've seen interviews with Frank Oz, the puppeteer from the Muppets and from Sesame Street, and he was like, they've asked him about that, and he was like, they're puppets. I mean, they're puppets. Give me a break.
I don't even see why they had
to say.
I don't even see why they had to address race in Sesame Street, because all of the puppets are different colors.
Well, they made black ones,
but as a kid, I never thought of them as black because all of them were different colors.
Which is why Jim Henson did it that way.
Yeah.
So that there wouldn't be a race issue. And then he had a mix of human characters.
Yeah, the human characters were mixed.
The puppets were not anything specific. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, but then they made an issue about race with the puppets. But it's like because never a race.
Now it's very agenda driven. Don't let your kids watch Modern Sesame Street, trust me. But it's a shame. And when I was a kid, I always thought Bert and Ernie were a dad and his son.
I always thought they were best friends.
Yeah, I thought Bert was Ernie's father when I was growing up. I didn't think they were a gay couple. What the hell? What is wrong with you people?
I always thought that they were roommates living together. And
which is basically what they are.
Yeah, and Ernie just got on Bert's nerves. That's how I always saw it. But I never thought that they were father and son, just that they lived together as roommates.
Yeah. Yeah, guys just says anime is fire. Yeah.
I like long as there's no subtitles.
Because the American media is woke stuff. That's true. Robert was saying that he likes the anime, but not sure if Voltron, Transformers, Robotech, Battle of the Planet, Speed Racer, and Inuyasha. Yes, they are. Not the Transformers though. But I don't think the Transformers count. But the other stuff, the Voltron, Robotech, Battle of the Planets. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, Speed. I remember the original Speed Racer. It was a Mach Go Go Go, I think is what the original title of that was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the old school animes, but to me, those are some of the best ones too. Yeah, Galaxy Express $9.99. I remember that with the space train.
Black Adam is coming out next week.
Yeah, D-Dow, what race were the blue puppets? None. That was the point. That's why he did it that way. No, I never saw Attack on Titan. Star Blazers was always one of my favorites. Our Star Blazers. BrolyCon likes Inuyasha. Never finished the last season. And Perfect Blue. I don't think I saw Perfect Blue. So, yeah. Truth about anime, cannot even tolerate American new cartoons. Yeah, screw your feelings talking there.
I don't know if they've come out with a good cartoon. Well, Batman Long Halloween was good. That's the last one.
But that's a short film. It's not a series.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this is
right.
this is what they're talking about. Yeah.
Invincible was good. We saw Invincible, and that was a series.
Yeah, but not directed for all audiences.
Oh, they're talking about like
and that. Invincible still made alterations. They still had to modify from the cartoon to click some buttons to check some boxes. Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. But
well, I know they did have that little gay boy in there.
Yeah, and I don't think that was in the story originally. Elite Action, David's right. Why do people think these things about puppets? I never thought of race or gay or any of that. Yeah, it's because people, if they fantasize, they want it to be in there so that they can project, and it's not necessary.
But it's like what I always say: if you're a writer, film producer, director, whatever, and you say, I want to make a superhero that's gay, create a superhero that's gay. Don't take one that's been around for 80, 70, 60 years, and now suddenly Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all of them in the LGB. Batman, now all of a sudden he black. Superman, now all of a sudden he Asian. It's like, why we got to do these things? If that's what you want, make that. Oh, I just want to use my creative license. I want to tell people what I feel. That's fine. You went to writing school, directing school, create a character. You say you're a creator, create a character. Make them what you want them to be. Don't hijack a known character.
And no one's going to do that because it won't sell and they know it. So
it don't sell when you make.
They want to hijack an existing character and hope that people will hang on.
But people don't hang on, because then they say, oh, y'all Superman fans, Batman fans, whatever, are just racist, you're homophobes, you're male chauvinists, all them other things that they call you. And it's like, it's nobody like that. That's just not what it was.
And Brolycon talking about Quantum Leap changing the lead character, and that was a drama anyways. It's not a drama anymore. It doesn't look like a drama.
It's all action packed. That's the way it looks on that trailer. It looks all action packed, and it was not action packed in the 80s or 90s whenever it came out. So it's like, why are you doing this? Why can't you just make your own thing? Because we're creatively bankrupt.
Yeah, they don't even want to try.
No, it's like, why bother? Just take all the old stuff and just rehash it.
Yeah. You just go watch the old stuff. You're better off watching the old stuff.
Yeah, that's why we got DVDs.
I will be right back. I'm going to run upstairs and take. Or do you want to look?
I'll go look.
Okay, I just want to
check on
Dusty and make sure that everything is going okay, because it's been so quiet. Okay. But and of course, for those of you who are just joining us, the kitten that we rescued turned out to be pregnant and had 5 of her own. 4 surviving, 1 didn't make it. I had to 3 of them came out unresponsive, and I was able to revive 2 of them, but 1 I just couldn't do it. So she's up there with 4 kittens right now, and we just want to make sure she's okay. So it's, poor little thing. And she's still so tiny. When I found her, she didn't even weigh 2 pounds. I weighed her in, I think, 1 pound and 14 ounces. And it's like, how did you birth 5 babies? Good God. But female cats can become viable at about 12 weeks. Males, it takes a lot longer, but females, they can get hit up very young. I guess to propagate the species, it is what it is. But unfortunately, 1 didn't make it, but the other 4 are doing okay. And I'm worried. It had me up all night because she was having such a hard time. And Elite says, great point, LPH. They don't know how to create their own ideas. That's a problem. Yeah, and they think, oh, I'm going to make it better because I'm going to make it the way I would have liked to seen it. But the way you want to see it doesn't work, unfortunately. Gnomesky says, if they can't make Flash Gordon another race, they're going to rename him Fash Gordon. And after the warnings, too, because there's warnings, I know in the UK, if you watch Flash Gordon, about racial stereotypes, because Ming being Asian. Ming's not Asian. He's green, for God's sakes. He's a freaking alien. He's not Asian. What is wrong with you? But that's ridiculous. Brolycon, I didn't see Matrix 4. I didn't see the most recent one. And where's Judge Dredd Part 2? I would watch that. I thought they did a good job with Judge Dredd. Actually, it had a close to the. Although the original Australian comic could be pretty funny, some of it, but it had the edge part of it was there, better so than what Stallone did with his version. But Stallone's version is probably, with the exception of taking his mask off, because Judge Dredd never takes off that helmet, was probably closer to some of the stuff you saw in the comics, because some of the comics were just crazy and funny. And Kay Munin says, in other news, I heard She-Hulk finale was a bunch of fermented garbage and fish heads. That good, huh? Because even pigs will eat slop. But I don't know. I feel like that show was there for YouTubers to pick on every single episode, and they watched every single episode so that you don't have to. And every one of them was terrible. How are they doing?
No, they're doing fine. The kittens are asleep, and Mama was looking for some food, so I gave her something to eat.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so
Poor babies. Kitten at birth. Where, yeah, Robert, they're viable for pregnancy at 12 weeks, 3 months. And
yeah,
yeah,
and
what are you gonna do? She was
she got
pregnant.
pregnant,
Yeah,
so
so
we had to care for that, which is, it's fine, whatever.
yeah, Kaiser, She-Hulk twerking. Highlight of your life watching She-Hulk in badly drawn, like 90s video game She-Hulk
I wonder
twerking.
if that's gonna have a season 2.
And that goes to show you how little they cared about the show, that they did not even invest in the CGI. They knew it was going to be a dog.
And also that Rings of Power. A lot of people are upset about that. I wonder if that's going to have a season 2.
They're kind of got their foot in their mouth with that one because it's costing them $80 million per episode, and that's not even counting the advertising. And when have you ever seen them advertise? It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $1 billion project that Amazon's flushing down the toilet because everybody's mad because it's so far away from Tolkien's vision. William wants to know if I'll be putting up any more retro Halloween commercials if I have a chance, if I have time, because that's a lot of work. I know I haven't done a commercial compilation in a while, but it is a lot of work to assemble those. But the other one that I did is picking up a lot of steam again, as well as the Christmas commercial compilations. People really people are nostalgic even for commercials. That's how sad it is.
We watched the commercials, especially around Christmas time. We watched the commercials.
It hits you right there.
Yeah, because you sit back and you remember, and then you watch them. I'm like, oh, I remember that, and then you remember the Kodak, because I totally forgot about the Kodak commercials.
Yeah,
but those were fun to see, and just the different ones, and just remembering, and then like remembering the product.
And how they actually told you about the product, and instead of like you watch the commercial and you're like, what are they selling? Half of them I don't even know what they're talking about.
Or the commercial told you a story.
Yeah.
It had something in there. You kind of felt like, oh man, okay, I see what's going on. They're going over to grandmama's house for Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, you see that a lot of that with the like the old McDonald's commercial telling a story, especially the Christmas ones. Those are heartbreakers.
The Folgers commercial used to do that.
Yeah.
With the kid coming home from school.
Oh, James O has joined us.
Hey, James.
Thanks for joining us this evening. James O.
Oh, okay. I see him. He's right here.
James O.
Hey, y'all. Hey. David, why not show the same video every holiday?
Because it's on YouTube and it's just there anyway.
Yeah, you can watch it anytime.
Like my Halloween special because last year I put up a Halloween special of the Fat Albert's Halloween, which people hadn't seen in forever. But it's Fat Albert's one of my all-time favorites for Saturday morning cartoons. And somebody gave me a hard time about the commercials on that.
Why?
Because I actually spliced it together like a holiday special. At the proper commercial breaks, there are vintage commercials in that holiday special when I put it up. And he was like, some of these, not all of these are true 70s commercials. And he was mad. Yeah. And I'm like, it was produced in 1977, but it ran for 10 years every Halloween. So I put some 70s and some 80s. Just, because I don't know when you would have seen it, but there's a little something in there for everybody. What are you mad about? Go watch something else. Go watch some cat videos.
That person's always
upset. Yeah.
Have you seen that they're bringing back the McDonald's Halloween buckets? Yeah, I think that's cool.
I want the originals. I would take the originals. I don't want a new one.
I would take the reprints. I don't remember if I had a Halloween bucket from McDonald's. I remember the buckets. I don't know if I had one. It seemed like I did. It seemed like I had one.
And Gnomsky says, I've checked out the MCU. I'd hope for the last Thor and Daredevil, but they've dropped the ball with both of them. And that awesome Netflix Daredevil is going to become a joke. I'm afraid of that too. I don't know if I want to see it because of what they did with his character in She-Hulk.
Yeah, they made
him stupid, and they cut framed the hell out of the fight scene. They made a mess out of it. We've seen clips. We haven't watched it, but we've seen clips of it. And after the trouble that they went through choreographing the fight scenes in Daredevil to do that. I know it's supposed to be a comedy, which basically nobody wanted. Nobody wanted 90s She-Hulk. They wanted Savage She-Hulk from the 70s. That would have worked, but we didn't get it.
Who seen Moon Knight? Not Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night. Who saw that?
We
The
didn't.
one
We
shot.
didn't see it, but we heard it's good.
We heard it's real good. We saw a review, and only one person that we've seen on YouTube did a review, and the person did the review. It is called Spoilers, so he pretty much told you the whole show. And it looked pretty good, and they did it in black and white. And then we went to the comic book convention the next day, and some people said that they saw it and they thought it was really good. So
James O said it was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for it on DVD because we don't have Disney Plus.
No,
so
we don't want it either.
I'll look for it on DVD and buy it. But from my understanding, it's a one shot, and what they're gonna do is make movies, or because it's like a 1 hour thing, they're gonna make one for each one of the zombie hunters. And it's supposed to be bringing Blade into it too. I don't know if it's going to be the Wesley Snipes Blade.
That's the one everybody wants, but
that new guy. And that guy is not a bad actor because I've seen him in some other stuff and he's pretty good. He was actually the guy from Luke Cage, Cottonmouth. And then he played in another show, the 4400. So he's a good actor. And he probably is not doing a bad job as Blade. I guess people just not giving him a chance.
And then K Munin says, never heard the topic mentioned, but what's your opinion on the Predator franchise? It's a franchise that it just keeps sliding down. You know, the first two were good. The original Predator is an absolute 80s classic, and there are many. 80s had some great films.
Yeah.
Predator 2, it wasn't bad. It with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
It was not bad at all. It was like, okay, I'm feeling this. But when they keep going back to it, they keep screwing it up. Although Aliens versus Predator was okay.
I like that.
It wasn't bad.
I wish they didn't have humans in it. I want them to do it without humans at all because you don't need them.
Yeah, and put subtitles when the Predators talk. That would be kind of neat.
But if you got a real good cinematography, you probably wouldn't even need words because the action would tell you what's going on. I mean, you probably need a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah. But from what we've seen, the very last Predator film, we got through about 10, 12 minutes of it and shut it off.
Well, not Prey. The one before that. Yeah.
It was so adolescent. I was just like, oh, what are they doing?
And it was like, it felt like it was trying to be a comedy almost. Yeah. And it seemed like it was vulgar. I don't remember, but it probably was.
It was pretty vulgar. And we don't like a lot of that. You know?
The one, I did kind of like the one where they went to another planet, where the Predators came and got them and brought them to another planet.
It was like a proving ground.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Danny Trejo was in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was okay.
You know.
And then but this newest one, don't even want to see it. No, I don't even care. It's like a 12-year-old looking 80-pound girl running around killing predators. And has anyone ever actually, because we've seen the previews for it, and she's got the axe on a rope. Have you ever actually thrown an axe or a knife? I used to be a pretty good knife thrower myself in my martial arts days. If you get it into a not a board, but when you throw it into a tree, because the tree has moisture, it'll sink in deeper. You don't just pull that sucker out. It's not that easy. You got to wrench it out after you've thrown it into there. You don't throw it on a rope and be like wing and then catch it. It doesn't work. It just didn't feel right. And all of the Indians look like models. They look like teen models and stuff. And it's like, what direction are they going in here?
But now, from my take, this is just my idea. With a lot of the franchises that they're keep revisiting, it's almost like the toy lines that they keep revisiting. They make so much of it. They rehash it. They gender swap. They do all this political stuff and make you just don't want to even bother trying to see it. And that's where I am with a lot of these modern films. Now, some of them, if I hear or see a review or somebody recommends or somebody on the chat say, hey, I saw this, you might like it, I'll try it out. But for the most part, like some of like when Joker came out and Batman came out, I knew I wanted to see those films. I didn't care what anybody said. I knew from my like of those characters, I wanted to see it for myself. And it's just like when the new Joker come out, I'm kind of like nervous about it, but I still want to see it myself. But then you watch all of these other ones like Prey and like She-Hulk and all of these other things, and you're like, this don't feel like what it should be based on what the history of the show is.
And that makes me feel like they never watched it. They never watched the original, so they don't know what it was about it that really popped. What was it about the first and even the second RoboCop? Because the third one wasn't good, but the first and second RoboCop, why was it so damn good? Think about it. Why was Wrath of Khan so good? And I've talked about this before because it's a great example. The lead writer on Wrath of Khan never saw the original Star Trek, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, because when he was offered the project, he went and watched every episode of the original Star Trek so he could get a feel of it, and so he could see if he could find something he could work with. And when he saw the episode of the Botany Bay and was like, you know what, I really like this Khan character, I wonder if I can do something with it. I wonder if Ricardo Montalban is still available. Best Star Trek film ever made, because he cared enough to put in the legwork.
Yeah.
These people, they don't care. They never saw the stuff. They're like, oh, here's a franchise we can work with. We can make more money. They rekindle the franchises so they can make a few dollars, but they don't know what it was that made it magic in the first place.
Well, it's all about creative licensing, and I understand creative licensing. You say, okay, well, I'm gonna take this, and I'm
Kentucky
gonna
Mug's got to go.
Okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna jazz it up. I'm gonna juice it up a little bit, but you do so much to it. You so far removed from the original. You may as well just not bother and just do your own thing and leave the original alone.
Tarzan versus Predator would have made more sense than what they did.
No, because then you would have had Tarzana.
Oh God, Tarzana, and she would have been
she would have been 80 pounds.
She would have been from like the Philippines.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are upset with the new Black Panther movie because they're making the one guy from South America or something.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
you said he from what, Aquaman time?
Well, no, Aquaman's from DC, but
no, well,
he's from
underwater
Atlantis. Yeah, he's got more historically speaking, he's got more so Greek origins than he would South American. But I don't know. Whatever. Maybe as long as they get his attitude right, because Namor is very arrogant. But we'll see if they pull it off. I don't know. I'm not interested in seeing that. I didn't like the first Black Panther. William wants to know if you watched Mr. Church.
Who? No.
He said it's Eddie Murphy's best film.
I heard it was good, but I never saw it.
I don't think I've seen it either.
You ain't never saw it. It just came out like a couple years ago.
Robert couldn't watch Joker because no Batman in it. Aw.
It was a good movie. I love that movie. It was a
good drama, especially the scene in the apartment with the dwarf, and I'll just leave it there.
Oh yeah,
that was a well done scene.
Yeah. I felt bad. I just knew he was gonna kill that guy.
Yeah, K Munit says The Predator. I guess that's the one you're talking. The Predators movie by Robert Rodriguez was good. That's the one that had all the people kidnapped, right?
And they went to another planet.
Prey,
I thought that one was good.
Prey, on the other hand, was inconsistent throughout, especially during the last fight with the girl taking heavy hits but no damage. Yeah. Predator versus lead action. They're all on it now. Predator versus Tarzan. No, Lizzo cannot be in a movie. If she's in a movie, I won't watch it.
What? No.
Didn't Namor hit on Sue Richards? I don't remember.
Hey, Patrick.
Oh, Patrick Paluzzo was here.
Lizzo should play Tarzan. She'd have
to be a ground Tarzan.
No, they could CGI her.
Oh, yeah, I know. Swinging. I don't know.
That's mean. Don't talk.
I don't know one thing about. I don't know anything about Lizzo except that she's a. I forget what they call it.
She's heavy.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, what's wrong with her?
No, she puts on an act. She likes to get a lot of attention. There's a phrase for that, and I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Oh.
But somebody who like has to have a lot of attention, like a class clown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody hit on Sue Richards. Screw your feelings, said Sue. Yeah, that's why she wanted to turn invisible, so no one will see her and they leave her alone. But yeah, there you go. And it's unfortunate to see franchises that we grew up with that, and I talked about that in a video some time ago, thinking of it in terms of a franchise is what ruins it, because to these companies, to these studios, producers, whatever, all it is a franchise. Hey, this is worth this much. What can we pull out of it to make more money? Not, hey, I want to do this as a love letter. Let's do the best we can for the people that were fans of it and for the newcomers, like Cobra Kai, that nobody really had any faith in, producer wise, when it started. Turned out to be a gold mine, because that's what they did. They went back to the fan base. They addressed issues that a lot of the fans had since the first film came out, all the way back to that it's actually all the problems are actually Daniel's fault.
Yeah.
He started a lot of that trouble. Even at the Halloween dance, those kids wouldn't have bothered him. He even they brought that up in the Cobra Kai too.
Yeah.
Hey, we'd forgotten all about that kid. We hadn't even talked to him in months, and then he sprayed water on me in the bathroom, and messed me up, and that's why I chased him. Yeah, they went back and they covered all of it. They found all the original cast and they got young people in it. It's appealing to a younger audience. You can do a good film picking up where a franchise left off if you really care about that franchise and you're not so much concerned with the money aspect of it. But these studios don't care.
I think also what helped that one out is the guy that plays LaRusso and the guy that plays Johnny are the ones that came up with the idea. So they put it together. And it wasn't like an outside source that saw the movie one time but can't remember anything about it and said, oh, let's do this, like they did with the Karate Kid with Will Smith's son.
Yeah, and that was just junk.
Right. So they went back, they had the original people that was in it and said, hey, how about let's do this? They could have been talking about it and all of that and said, hey, you know what? Why don't we address this by putting out a TV show to address the issues?
Stallone with the last Rambo film. He was like, I didn't think it was gonna, he's like, I'm not doing this or beforehand thinking that I'm going to make a fortune off of it. But I wanted to, there's still a lot of people that are really big fans of it. And I want to really do a love letter to the fans and give them.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, comic book narcissist. That goes to our stray cat fund.
No. That go to the comic book fund because it was given by comic book narcissists.
But he wanted to give them that Rambo attitude and that Rambo feel one last time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can respect that. And even though he's older, much older in the movie, you still get that gritty feel from it. He pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Venus says that Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, any film with Jaden Smith is trash. He's not a good actor, but neither was Will Smith either.
They won that award for the show that movie they were in about the guy, the guy that was homeless with the son, and they played in the movie together.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah, I never saw it, but
No,
I know
most people didn't see it.
I know they won an award
because he actually cried in the movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but you know how that works now. You don't earn rewards. You don't earn those kind of accolades anymore. You pay for them.
Yeah,
Oscars and Emmys and
now
all of that.
He's banned. He's on the blacklist now because of that slap heard
well,
around the world.
That was staged. I'm convinced it was staged and it backfired because they can't. If you really, I mean, they have 100 clips of audience reactions, but only one angle of the slap. And there's a few other things if you really go into the nuances of how it went down and what happened. Also, the fact that there's almost a 2-minute delay. It's not truly live, so they can They can cut that off. They could have gone to
Yeah.
commercial. You never would have seen it. But they let it fly through because they were trying to draw attention back to the franchise of the Oscars again, because people don't care about it anymore. They got a lot of attention that time.
Yeah.
But you can't backpedal now. You can't sit there now and say, and also, what's his name?
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. He had, everybody forgot about Chris Rock. Now his ticket sales were all the way back up to where they were in the 80s again. But you can't backpedal and say, yeah, we staged that. You can't, but they have to keep going with it. And that means that Will Smith had to take hits, and he should have known better.
Yeah, but now he's like blacklisted and he's out of the awards thing and whatever. And it's like, was it worth it?
I was never a big fan of Will Smith anyway, but you know, still.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of his either. Not even his music. I only had one song that I thought was good.
Summertime? I knew it. Oh, and Comic Book Narcissist says, love the content.
Oh,
well, thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah,
but I don't know. You know, I believe it backfired, but it hurt him. And it's like, what was the point in that? What were you supposed to gain? Why did everybody come together? How much money did Chris Rock get to get slapped on national TV so the whole world can see it?
Yeah, and not only that, but again, well, although, like I said, I mean, he went from like filling a room at 2 a.m. in Vegas to like actual concert ticket sales again. So that was,
yeah, but I mean, is your pride and manhood worth that?
You're assuming that most Hollywood people have any integrity.
I guess
there's very little ethics there, honey.
And then now Will Smith probably can't get a job to save his life because everybody hates him now. You know? So I mean,
he wasn't that popular to begin with.
But but at least he could get a job. You know what I mean? He probably could get a job now. He probably can't get one to save his life. And it's like, did y'all sit down and think this through?
Yeah, Tom Cruise too. Robert was saying Tom Cruise can be a real prick to people. He got into a bit with when he was filming the last, what was it, Mission Impossible? Was it the last Mission Impossible? Yelling at crew members for not wearing a mask and got caught on camera. Oh, Men in Black, More Sugar, Independence Day. Yeah, the first Independence Day was okay. The second one was garbage. The second one was a huge disappointment.
Let's see, what is Graphic Man saying?
I don't know. Sue Storm's movie star career suffered because every time she did an interview on television, she'd have to disappear because of an enemy attack. Yeah, okay. Go the Invisible Girl. They used to call her.
Okay.
And Renee Alas. Hola, how you doing? Thanks for joining us this evening or whatever time it is, wherever you happen to be. It's 7:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we are. And Dama
is here. At least they killed him off the Independence Day. Oh, Will Smith got killed?
He wouldn't come back for the second one. He probably read the script.
We saw the first one. That was okay. The first one.
First Independence Day was kind of fun with Jeff Goldblum and Judd Hirsch and Will Smith. The second one, not so much. Last Samurai was all right. Yeah, I saw that.
Will Smith was in that?
No, he's talking about Tom Cruise. Was in Last Samurai.
Oh, I didn't see the Last Samurai.
Yeah, he was playing a former Union soldier turned like kind of mercenary, I guess, brought over because that was when Japan was westernizing, and it's a good kind of expose, if you will, about how Japan kind of got really screwed up when they first allowed westernization in their country. It did cause a lot of cultural problems.
Westernization is screwing up all kinds of stuff.
Oh, Renee says, very nice collection. I also have a collection, especially Masters of the Universe.
Yay.
Thank you. LPH is the big Masters. You can see some of them hanging right here, right where I'm pointing right here. These are all 80s Masters figures on the wall there. And then here's some Maddie Club right there. And then those are like Super 7 and Maddie Club over here. They're all over the place on her side because the room is divided directly in half.
Wasn't Antonio Banderas
In a samurai? I don't remember. Antonio Banderas?
I only seen a couple of movies he was in, and then I saw something last night that it's going to be a new Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to be if he's going to be the voice though.
He should. He should do the voice acting for it. Yeah, Puss in Boots. I'm Puss in Boots.
I didn't see the Puss in Boots movie, but I liked him in
I saw it
in Shrek.
Yeah, and Shrek was fun. The Shrek films are fun.
All of the Shreks.
And the holiday specials.
I didn't see the holidays.
There's some holiday specials as well. And I have those on disc.
Oh, do you?
William wants to know if you got the Tila and Zoar 2-pack.
No, I didn't get all
Origins.
that.
She's not really into the Origins too much.
Only like a few, like I said before. I do the Origins, the Sunman, because you know they were made that one time, so I'm doing that now. And the Origins vehicles, and that's it. But the figures, it's the same figures over and over and over again.
You know what's funny about the Sunman too?
What?
Is because Sunman is technically a knockoff of just like the Remcos are kind of a knockoff of Masters of the Universe in body type and style. Those were figures that before Mattel adopted them and integrated them into the Masters of the Universe line, you could pick up a carded Sunman figure on eBay for like $150, $200.
Yeah.
Now it's like $700 or something. It just because suddenly everybody wanted to recognize it because it's now officially Motu, the price just skyrocketed.
Yeah. So.
No, Chris Evans, no.
What?
He said probably Puss in Boots voiced by Chris Evans. No,
it has to be a Hispanic voice because that's what they started it out as.
Oh, Retro Philosophers here. Thanks for joining us. And Renee says they collect the loose Argentina and Leos.
What's
from
Leo
Masters
Toys?
of the Universe.
The
manufacturers, yeah. Some of those Argentinian variants are tough to find.
Yeah, and they look cool. The colorings on them, because some of them got like the translucent colors.
I know the he's talking about the authentic ones.
Oh, okay. Not the
cross licensed like Palatoy.
Okay.
They have different painting schemes. Like I know that the Cobra Khan is a real tough one to find. The camouflage looking Cobra Khan is tough, and the Argentinian also variants of GI Joe figures. The ones that came with the animals are very hard to find. Yeah, they got some nice ones. Not these though. I think it was Venezuela might have done the because they're not official. They're knockoffs, and they're super cheap molds. They look like somebody ripped them out of the molds with their fingernails.
Kay Murin says they've been looking for Motu figures in the stores, but for some reason can't pull the trigger to buy any. Maybe because I didn't grow up with the He-Man and have no connection.
That could be.
Yeah.
And also maybe the price is off-putting because it has gone up, but they'll turn up on clearance.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's something you're interested, you can always just watch the cartoon and see if it draws you in. They're on it's on Tubi, I think, and you can find them on YouTube, or you can buy a DVD from Walmart. They sell a DVD in Walmart.
Elite Action says Robert was joking because of Buzz Light. Yeah, I know. I just I know. I'm just I'm pretty sure they're going to use Antonio Banderas, but because they just should. I think they just should.
Yeah.
It's not like he ain't available. And Robert wants to know if there's any conventions coming up. Yeah, because we do the convention tours. We bring a camera, we film them, and we do have a couple not this month, but we have 2 coming up in November.
Yeah, we have Augusta Con.
Yeah,
that's like the 5th, I think, and that's supposed to be a new show. November 5th, I believe. It's a Sunday, and that's a new show. It's a Augusta Comic Con, and then the Retro Toy Con in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's near the end of the month, around the 20th or something.
We announced it at the beginning of yesterday's roundup.
Yeah,
but we will announce. We usually upcoming shows that we're going to be attending. We usually will call them out in the roundup.
Yeah, and then if you see us there, just give us a wave. Come over and say hey. But yeah, we try to find them and put it on our calendar and go to as many as we can to film and look around, you know, try to get out there and see what's what.
My friend says they just released a pre-order for the Road Ripper with Mechaneck, but they're not calling it the Road Ripper anymore.
No,
Now it's
it's a
the Ground
ground
Ripper.
ripper.
It's a Ground Ripper now. They changed it. They changed the
Mm-hmm.
name anyways. I'm like, I don't know why, but maybe Filmation still has the rights to the name.
Who knows? 13th Warrior was my. I saw 13th
Did you see
Warrior.
that?
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And
They're
Retro
both
is
coming from
saying,
Origins.
was at Walmart tonight and saw a whole bunch of ET stuff and realized it's been 40 years. It was
Mm.
released, yeah, 1982. That's right. And that's another classic. And they changed it. They altered ET, and everybody got mad, and then they changed it back because who was it? Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have guns
Mm-hmm.
because the army finds them and they take them and they put them in the medical tent, and they're armed because they're soldiers, and they use CGI to
Mm-hmm.
remove all the guns, and so they're running around holding walkie-talkies and radios, and everybody was like, that's not how it went. Everybody who still had a VHS copy, and there was so much backlash about it. They changed it back.
Oh,
It's
wow.
kind of like the same trouble that they got into with Star Wars when they altered Star Wars, because a lot of people aren't aware. The scene where Han shoots Greedo in the original Star Wars has been changed 7
Oh,
times.
wow.
They keep changing it back and forth
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't like the stigma that Han shot first, but he did. In
Mm-hmm.
the original film, he shot first because he was anticipating Greedo was going to draw.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw Greedo was going to pull, and he was like, I'm not going to do this. And he already had his gun out just in case. Bam, shot him. And they changed it. They changed it to make Greedo shoot first. Then they changed it back. Then they changed it to they both shoot at the same time. I think it's 7. They changed it. It's ridiculous. Can't leave nothing alone.
Since David is an avid G.I. Joe collector, what are his opinions on Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow? For me, they are the only two characters I like in that
Well,
franchise.
I'm not that familiar with the comic book renditions,
Mm.
but the from the show, I always liked Beachhead.
Mm-hmm.
I like Storm Shadow, but Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes never clashed on the cartoon show. Storm Shadow was always fighting
With the Indian,
yeah,
with Freedom or Spirit. Which one is
Spirit.
he? Spirit.
Freedom's the
Freedom
eagle.
is the bird.
Yeah, Freedom's the eagle.
The eagle.
But I always liked Beachhead. I liked Sergeant Slaughter.
I didn't like
I
Sergeant
like
Slaughter.
well, I like Sergeant Slaughter because I used to watch him in wrestling, and I just thought it was outstanding that they actually had him as a Joe and
Yeah.
used his real voice.
Yeah.
Because like if you watch Hulk Hogan's Rock and Roll Wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
that's not their voices;
Mm.
that's voice actors. But I like the characters that portrayed actual military function
Uh-huh.
on that show, like Flint. I liked Flint. Um,
Duke.
yeah, I guess so, Duke, because most of the Joes, if you're really paying attention, are and there's Melody. Hey, Melody,
Hey,
thanks for joining
Melanie.
us. Um, they're not really military people.
No, they say they're
They're
mercenaries.
they're mercenaries. The Joes are mercenaries. The real GI Joes are the guys in the background who are all wearing the same green outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Joe. That's the military assigned team to assist them in the cartoon. Again, I'm not talking about the comic. They're basically all mercenaries, like Shipwreck. Where'd Shipwreck come from? They found him in a bar. Where did Quick Kick come from? He was abandoned on a movie set, and they just kind of grandfathered him in. They Most of them are not actually military, even though they're given a ranking system. Cobra's the only actual military organization in that show. With the exception of the Dreadnoughts, they're a structured, organized military. The problem with them is because they kick the crap out of GI Joe in basically every episode, but infighting with the command structure of the Cobras foils it at the end
Mm-hmm.
and gives Joe an opening to flip things after they've screwed up over and over throughout the whole episode or throughout the whole movie.
Do either of you collect Black Star?
I don't have any Black Star. I wish I did. Yeah, I don't have any Black Star figures. That would be cool though.
Yeah. Oh,
This is
Master.
the LJN, right?
Master was saying, well, Origins is doing a little different from the vintage line from what I'm hearing. They may be revealing brand new sets of vehicles that are never seen from the vintage line. Now, if they
That's what
do,
people want.
yeah.
That's what Super 7 was doing before Mattel pulled the plug on them.
Yeah, but they started at the beginning and they were moving their way through. And by the time they got to something new, they pulled the plug. So then you ended up getting all of the same thing. But if they put out like new characters, new vehicles, I would get that. But I don't need another Evelyn or Tila or whatever else they got, because I already have that with the original, with the Maddie Club, with the Super 7. So
yeah, how many versions of He-Man do you need? The same
yeah.
argument. Yeah. And
What are the worms?
actually, yeah, I know what Action Force is, and I like Action Force, although I never had any. I never did have any. Yeah, I did a complete showing on that. I'll show you the worms.
Yeah, those worms figures. Speaking of it, do you? Okay, you did.
I did a
Action Force, you did
showcase.
that.
I did a showcase videos of these, and this is a complete store display, an original store display from 1991 with a bad case of worms, and I've got English and French versions. And this is basically what it is. It's a Mattel novelty toy sold only in 1991, or sorry, 1981. And it's a little briefcase with two worms inside. And they show you all these different colors, but there's only one actual color of worm. And I have one that's open.
Okay, David, are you getting any retro Star Wars? He got us retro Star Wars stuff.
No, not retro is a remaking.
Oh no, so, he ain't doing.
No, I don't want remakes of anything. I want the originals. I used to have the complete carded and boxed Indiana Jones line from Kenner, and it's it's part of the collection that was stolen. But this is the open case, and you open it up, and inside you got basically just two worms. And like I said, I did a showcase video on this. You can find it in our archive if you want to see.
You show that to some kid and they'll try to eat it. They'll think it's like them.
And it's got
those sugar worms.
It's got a little face on it, and it's a sticky worm, stretchy, and you can like throw it on the wall and it'll stick. This one won't stick now, but you'd have to soap it up first now because it's so old.
What kind of toy is that?
It's a rack toy, but it was designed to. It had a countertop box like you see there, but it was also made to hang on a rack. It's just a Mattel called it. It was in their novelty section, but funny enough, it did not appear because I have a lot of vintage catalogs. I do catalog tours sometimes, Toy Fair catalogs. In the 1980 and 1981 Mattel Toy Fair catalog, that toy is not there, but it was obviously produced by Mattel at that time.
Retro Philosopher liked the Bela Lugosi figure and think that they should have made it easier to fit in that coffin.
The coffin was weird
because if you saw the picture of the when they put it out, he was laying in the coffin looking like he was about to get out of the coffin. But all in all, the figure looks good. Just don't put him in the coffin, I guess, is how you got to do it. Are y'all going live this Halloween? Yeah.
Again, for those of you who are, because you mentioned it at the very beginning, I think, we are going to be doing a Halloween live this year. I think we're going to do what time? 6 o'clock?
Like 7, I think.
7. Okay.
Yeah, like 7.
And we'll put we'll
post it up on and send out like post it on the post thing and say it on a roundup and put it on Facebook. So y'all know, so y'all can come in and we'll just sit and chat like how we always do.
Yeah, and she did order the Thunder Tank because Robert says he saw one.
Oh, are they mailing them out already?
I don't know, but he was asking about. He saw a video. Because we're not in with the in crowd, so we don't get early bird stuff.
No, we gotta wait.
Yeah, we have to wait like everybody else. No, you don't want to eat those worms, Robert.
What are those octopus called?
What is you see an octopus behind me? Or is something in particular you're asking about? If it's something that's here, I can show you. Yeah, we got. Yeah, Robert helped with the bots. Thank you for that.
Yeah, got rid of the bots. Thanks, Robert. Cool Halloween special.
No, I'm not going to dress up.
Socrates. Yep.
Yeah.
Socrates. Dressing up, David. No.
They were like the worm walkers. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember. I don't remember who made those.
Master Mexico, we don't know. We haven't heard from him.
Oh
in a while.
That's right. We haven't heard from him in like what, a couple of months now.
Yeah, we've tried to reach out to him, but we haven't heard from him. So
yeah,
we don't know.
We don't know what happened to him.
Saw a video. Oh, the Thundercats.
Yeah.
They were like or worm walkers. Okay. Wacky wall walkers.
Yeah, because that might have been a wacky wall walker too.
Yeah, the in crowd.
Yeah.
Always makes me laugh. Yeah.
I'm in the in crowd. I'm not in the boys club.
No, we're not one of the elites.
No, because again, if something is wrong, well, those chosen ones, they have a damn near an orgasm every time they do an unboxing because they got it for free. It's like, and that's the stipulation is that you must give a positive review if we're going to give it to you.
So you can't say that if you're looking at it from 50 feet away and don't stare at it, it looks okay.
Yeah. Look at it like this.
Yeah. If you looking at it from a galloping horse, it looks fine. No. It has to look amazing when you look up close and the paint chip is fine and the hair looks amazing. I love the clothes. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Shoot.
Yeah, but I mean that's why I bring up, and some of you remember me talking about Rad Titan.
My channel.
RADD 2Ds.
Got decent views, but not a lot of subscribers. Any pointers? Oh, Socrates. I didn't know. Okay, you gotta. I'll click on that thing.
Oh, okay.
Subscribe. No, I mean you just got to keep putting out videos.
Yeah, and trying because we don't have. There's no special technique or anything like that.
People say.
And this year, actually, it's been a boost on our channel because I think I've picked up like 3,000 this year.
I picked up viewers on my subscribers on my channel, and I rarely put up anything.
Yeah.
But
she's got a channel, lady.
Oh yeah, I got a channel,
Lady Pop Hunter,
and
she puts a now and then she puts one up over there.
Yeah, I put up something.
Rad Titan, yeah, the statue guy. That's right. With 2 Ds, Rad Titan, because he had been and this is why I use him as an example so often. He was they were reached out to because it's 2 British guys. They're childhood friends. They still collect together, and they were reached out to by Sideshow. That said, we're going to pay you. We're going to give you the statues. However, your critiques of what we tell you, because they went to a sit-down meeting. One of them went. The other one didn't go because the other one is kind of too much of a roughneck, I guess, for a sit-down meeting. But you know who I'm talking about if you watch the show. But he went to a sit-down meeting with Sideshow executives, and they were like, yeah, but it's got to be our way. Negative review videos you've done in the past, they got to disappear from the channel. You will give the review we tell you to give. You can keep the statue. And he was like, well, I got to stop you right there. And I give him kudos for having the backbone to walk away from that kind of a deal where, we're going to buy into your channel and pay you and give you free stuff. And he thought that his integrity was worth more than what they were offering. And you don't see a lot of that, unfortunately, with YouTube channels.
Okay. I think I found your channel.
Oh, Retro Philosopher? Okay,
yeah, it's the Funko Pop deals and finds and that kind of stuff like that. I found it. Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's hard to put yourself out there with so much competition for channels.
Yeah.
It's mostly word of mouth.
Yeah, and you got to just keep putting out videos like all the time and hope people see it. And share it and make comments. And
Melody
like
said,
that.
never been in with the in crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be because then you start going down a road that you never intended to go on. And then by the time you realize you so far gone that you can't get out of it. So it's best just not to even follow it. If they don't have your morals and values, just don't
if the
even
ethics
bother.
aren't there. But and there's an appeal to that.
As
Like I
long as
said,
you don't touch it, it's great. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true with these action figures. As
some
long
of
as you
them are
don't touch
crap.
it,
Yeah, and
just set it on the shelf and look at it every so often. Don't touch it.
K Munit says this channel is great. Let the subscriber count grow, and we'd like that, to
Yeah.
be able to reach out to more people in the collector community and just share the vibe and share the nostalgia, because that's really all we're trying to do is have a good time. I'd love to. I'd love to have 100,000 subscribers, but I don't want to sell out to do it. And I think there's a lot of people that really like that vibe. There's a few people that have commented in the some of the videos that are like, I don't even really collect that stuff,
Yeah.
but I just like watching the two of you talk about it. Like, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I guess
And I mean,
we must be doing something right.
Yeah, just be honest and natural and fun. Don't look like you read in the script.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have one, try to practice it first.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like you're reading. You know what I mean?
Because we don't have a script. We just talk off the top of our heads.
Yeah, but if you can read with like a natural tone, then that's one thing. But if you read it and then it sounds like you're reading, then you probably want to practice it just so you come off more natural and stuff like
Jesse
that.
Say Watts here.
The artist family,
formerly known. He thinks he's Prince. Remember the artist formerly known as Prince? He's the artist formerly known as Jesse Say What. Retro says he just does it for fun, and he does, movies and soundtracks, and that's it.
That's good.
And if people pick up on that vibe, they'll stick with you. Basically. And Gnomesky says he subbed recently. I love the topics. Yeah, thank you. Kaiser says you need more buzzwords and lots of video cuts and the video cuts drive me nuts. I get sick of that in certain videos. It's like you can't string a sentence together for 10 seconds, because how like you're talking and then suddenly you can tell that they just like they've edited like 50 times to get through 10 minutes.
Something I was watching, I think it was a comic book channel.
Oh my god!
And my god, the person cut frames so much I couldn't get through it.
It starts getting funny when you're really paying attention and you're watching it, not just listening, and watching it, and you can see the splices, and it's like, can't you? Where's your train of thought? What are you doing? I don't know.
Some of it is fine because I listen to it while I'm doing something else, so you can listen to it. And a lot of the time, because I watch YouTube on TV, I don't sit on my phone and watch YouTube. I put it on the TV and I'll sit and watch it. Or if it's something that I know I can just, because like if I'm doing housework, then I'll put on something that I can just listen to them talking. Or if I'm doing something, I can listen. But if I want to sit down and watch, then I'll sit down and watch. But when it's a million cut frames, then you're sitting there like, I can't get through this. But then I'll watch that later when I can just listen, because you doing so much cut frame.
Yeah, and Retro was saying a lot of YouTubers are the new celebrities, or they think they are. Some of them legitimately are. They've got so many subscribers. It's kind of like that. We're like local celebrities. No, we go to the conventions and people know who we are now. It's weird. Or or especially when it's the dealers or the show promoters. Because when we were at the last Joe Fest, the guy told us, because the Toyland is coming up, and he says, I'm on the committee, contact me and I'll get you a press pass. And I'm like, wow, okay.
We can be press and we can get
oh my god.
early to do
filming. We can get in
filming.
early to film, because we have a hard time. Because sometimes people say, oh, it's a little fast. It's tough getting around all those people. People are pushing you, and it is hard. So we do the best we can.
At the Joe Fest, it was a little easier because we got there early.
Yeah.
And they didn't let us in. So then I was outside filming, and I took a long time because it was nobody out there. We had to wait to get in, and then I still got in early, and then it was hardly nobody inside. So that one went better, because nobody was getting in front of me and all of that. So.
And Robert says he's watching Uncle Tim's Rants and Reviews. I know who that is.
We watch Uncle Tim.
He puts out like 50 videos a day, though.
He does.
It's hard to get. I don't think he has a job. He says he works, but I mean, all you see is, I'm Uncle Tim, and he's like he's creeping up.
Oh, when he does the shorts. I like his rants because sometimes he be saying stuff and you like,
are we talking about the same thing?
Yeah, because he'll start here and then he go way over there.
He's all right though. He's all right though. Yeah, he's funny.
He is funny. We watch him because he's so funny. And then we're like, where are we going to end
up? He's always mad. He's always mad at everything he's talking about. K Munin says this channel does have a good vibe. It continues to attract like-minded individuals and all the best. Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you.
And Retro says we're unique and he and honest and he loves it. And Melody says, I like personalities. I don't care what the videos are about. You guys are our version of having friends over. You all are fun and knowledgeable. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can. He says, Kaiser says you can literally be a millionaire online if you're an attractive person and take your clothes off. Well, my clothes are staying on.
Yeah.
No stripping.
No. You can put your breasts up on the thumbnail like some girls do.
The one, I forget who it is. The one that does the toy, somebody's toy chest box, and she has a low cut toy chest thing, and she holds the toy in front of her cleavage. She gets a lot of views. She don't know what she's talking about, but she gets a lot of views. No, there's nothing unusual about that. Melody says, I watch TV. Listening to people talk is comforting. Is that weird? Long distance, over the road drivers, a lot of them listen to just talk radio just to hear a voice to keep them going.
Yeah. When I used to work at night, I used to listen to talk radio because when you work at night, there's nobody around, and you listen to the work radio for somebody to call, but nobody ever talks to you on the radio. So I used to listen to talk radio, and that's how I got into the news and talk station, because it was like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you would listen to that, and people would call in, and you hear that, and it just kept you awake all night.
What's he saying? I need a gimmick like a bullhorn or phrasing or something like that. No, I don't know about all that. I'll just have. Yeah, I know that's.
We can start saying fam.
Fam. What are you 12? No, it's all right. Yeah, he does complain a lot. Uncle Tim, though. That's the thing. Kaiser's saying Pixel Dan and Shartimus are the final boss. And Fwoosh. I think Fwoosh is pretty big too, isn't he?
Yeah. I haven't watched Fwoosh in a long time, but I used to.
It would be nice to get to that level, but a lot of people who get to or approach that level, they get a pander, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you got to get there naturally without compromising any of your morals or standards.
Speedo David's Toys reviews. Yeah, I don't think so.
Not always toys, but check out Steady Crafting
with the Craftsman.
Okay. Steady
Crafting. Robert says Bella's toy chest. Don't think she's around anymore. I don't know.
I haven't seen her in a while. But yeah, Laura Legend seems cool. I watched a couple of her stuff, but she said she was getting out of toy collecting, but she still got videos. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Logic Blaster, love your channel, honest and open opinions about collecting. The best. Thanks. I also watch Laura Legend. I like Laura.
Okay. And Elite says, I started my channel with my son, and we liked what you two do. Enjoy it. No script. We talk, do some action figures, stop motion. Okay. And have fun. You guys are very fun and inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just have a good time.
Action Joe Studios.
Because I never started doing it thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to be the next Shartimus, and I'm going to have like 1 million subscribers. And, it'd be nice, but I just want to, like I said, just share the hobby and talk to people.
Get that YouTube money in.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
That YouTube money, you know what I'm saying? Chase that paper.
How do you do that?
Chase that paper, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. That means
there's my catchphrase. You got to chase that plastic. Chase that plastic. No, too much. David's golden play button. Is that what it is?
I don't know about him sometimes.
Yeah, Retro says it means a lot to have the knowledge you two guys have. Well, it's just a lot of experience. I mean, I've been doing it a long time, even though I had a big break when I got my collection stolen. I didn't want to collect anything ever again, and I eased back into it. But
you got to have the gift of gab.
Yeah, I guess so.
Got.
Oh, do I?
The gift of gab. David can sit and talk about anything.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, you can too.
No.
Yes, you can. You're
Yes.
people like you. It's like, oh, who was it? What's that character on the when Saturday Night Live was actually funny?
Mm-hmm.
People like me.
I'm a
good person. He would look in the mirror.
Oh.
It was Jack Handy. Is it Jack Handy? Somebody tell me in the comment section. But I mean, that's the thing. Is if people are here.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Yeah, just
talk to them, and
that's
what we're doing. You guys are cat. No, I don't want a catchphrase.
No, we don't need a catchphrase.
Yeah, no
we
catchphrase.
Just talk and
it's that chase that plastic.
Say whatever comes out.
Deep thoughts with Jack Handy. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. He was supposed to be a motivational speaker, and he had his own. It was back in the early part of the 90s, at the tail end of when Saturday Night Live was still funny before it turned into complete shit. But
I don't know when I stopped. I was watching it up to the church lady.
That's when that era, because they were doing a weekly program thing. It was like, it was Church Lady, it was Wayne's World, it was Jack Handy. They had an ongoing thing. It was Copy Boy. Oh, there goes Jimmy making copies. They were doing recurring themes on every episode. You knew you were going to see them.
Oh, it's waving.
Chase that plastic cheddar. There you go. Mm-hmm. Plastic cheddar. Chase that paper. Make that money. Yeah, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. That's right.
You got to tell yourself that every day just to get out of the house.
That's back when Macaulay Culkin was still popular, because he guest starred on an episode, and he was on a thing of Jack Handy. He was on a Jack Handy sketch on the original Saturday Night Live, and he kept saying chicken butt, because he would say to Jack Handy, he'd say, "Guess what?" and Jack would say, "What?" and he'd go, "Chicken butt," and he kept doing that, and then Jack Handy got upset, and he had to calm himself down. William's got to go. Hot chocolate movie time. Okay.
Okay. Thanks for the chat.
Yeah. Melody, thank you for doing this out of love of what you enjoy instead of trying to make moolah. Yeah. Like I said, it'd be nice.
That YouTube money will feel good in my pocket, though.
Yeah. And I'd be able to do more giveaways.
Oh, here we go.
I ought to, as we get close to 8,000 subscribers, I got to do another giveaway, actually. Just getting back on track here.
Hi, I'm Chevy Chase.
And you're not. I remember that when he used to do that toy boat. Remember when he would flub on the air? Because Chevy Chase could get tongue-tied when he was doing his sketches, and then he would go toy boat like that, because it's an actor thing to get himself back on track. But he would do it on camera. Now I want hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate does sound good. It's supposed to be cold this week, so some hot chocolate by the fireplace.
I was cutting logs today. I cut down a dead tree in the backyard. He cut down
the whole tree in the backyard.
So I could cut it up, because she loves the fireplace, and we got to keep LPH happy. People want to know, because people ask me sometimes, what would you, if you had one thing to save from your collection in a fire? Right here. This is all I need to get out. The rest of it's insured.
I'm gonna save my Joker statue.
Yeah, I do. I usually do. I do giveaways randomly sometime, but usually at a subscriber number, I'll do a giveaway. And the last time it was the graded Batman, right?
I don't know. It was a comic book of some sort.
And it was so that was at 7,000. And when I hit 8,000, I'll have to do another one. I don't know if I'll do a toy or a comic, but it'll probably be something vintage though. Yeah, Eddie Murphy singing in the hot tub. I remember he used to do the two big ones for him back in the day were Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, where he did like a housing project version of Mr. Rogers, and Gumby.
I don't remember the Gumby.
I'm Gumby, damn it! I'm a star. You better do what I say. Oh, Buckwheat.
I don't think I was watching when Eddie Murphy, because was he in the 80s or the 70s?
80s. I think he started in 1980, didn't he?
I don't remember him. I remember watching. I remember some things about Saturday Night Live, not a lot.
Yeah, absolutely feeling the love for LPH all the time, every day, 24 hours a day. 10 years. We just had our 10-year anniversary last month.
Yeah, we got married 10 years ago.
Because
Outside.
we are actually married. I know you don't see a ring, but I do not wear jewelry. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yes, he does.
To remind me of anything. Oh, I do? You want me to start wearing the ring?
I don't care. No, because you do too much yard work. It'll get messed up.
Oh, okay. But
yeah, 1982 after his film 48 Hours.
Oh, was it?
Okay.
Okay, I thought it was 1980.
Yeah,
Yeah, Buckwheat. Do you remember when Buckwheat died? On the show, there was the assassination of Buckwheat. That was hilarious. No. No, I mean on the Saturday Night Live sketch.
I don't know.
Because they did the interview, and I always make fun of it because we watch that true crime stuff where people are like, oh no, I never would have imagined that so and so would do this and that. And Buckwheat was killed assassination style on camera, and they caught the guy, and they were doing it like it was 48 hours or 60 minutes or something. And they were interviewing people in the town, and it was hilarious because they were like, oh yeah, he was great, help old ladies cross the street, and I remember he all helped me change my tire. He was such a sweet guy. Do you think he killed Buckwheat? Oh yeah, hell yeah, he killed Buckwheat. That's all he ever talked about. I'm gonna kill Buckwheat. That was hilarious when they did that sketch.
Oh wow. We never lost any rings. We both got all out.
We have a ring because we used it for the ceremony, but I keep it in a box on my nightstand.
And when we started working at the daycare center or the center, because you have to physically clean people, you can't wear no rings doing that.
Yeah, we work it up.
Vomit all over you and
mental
stuff
health
like that.
Mental health care facility. We both work.
Yeah, and you got to do bathing and all of that kind of stuff. You can't wear rings. So then you take it off. She got out of the habit. Never. Yeah.
But I just I never wore jewelry except for my Darth Vader necklace when I was like 8. But which I still have. Actually, it's
Socrates said him and Melanie were married for 100 years.
Right there. But I don't have the chain anymore, but that is my original childhood Darth Vader necklace that I purchased myself with money that I collected I acquired by collecting bottles and cans.
Machine Man on his 3rd ring.
Oh,
Retro feels that way.
I hope this one's the right one then. Sorry to hear that, but I understand.
Under 10 years, thank you. That's a tough job. Yeah, but it was it was tough, I admit, but it was rewarding and fulfilling because even though the people couldn't show appreciation, you knew you were helping them.
Yeah.
You knew that everything you did, they needed it done. You didn't get thank yous and all of that. And when you did, it was fake.
It's kind of like us taking care of the stray cats.
Yeah.
Some of them are completely feral. They're unapproachable because they've never had human contact. And like the one we call Mama, all black cat. And I think I'm the closest she's ever come to human contact. She'll get as close as to smell my fingertips, and then it's backing off. And this is after like a year and a half.
Probably more than that.
Yeah. I don't expect her to like jump in my arms and be all, because some of them do. Some of them are super friendly to come to our backyard to eat, but that's not why I do it.
The only thing my girl gets is an onion ring.
Oh, Marge! You're married to Marge Simpson. That was in an episode of The Simpsons.
You told me that
when Homer proposed. He didn't have a ring, so he put an onion ring on her finger. And he was like, Marge, and he put the onion ring on her finger, and he's stumbling because he's trying to propose to her. And he was like, okay, Homer, I don't know what it is you're trying to tell me, but could you hurry up? The grease is burning my finger. Oh, yeah, I remember that. John Belushi as Captain Kirk on Star Trek, Logic Blaster says. I remember that sketch. Yeah. John Belushi was supposed to be... what is that character name? Venkman. He was supposed to be Peter Venkman in the Ghostbusters. That sketch, the script was originally written for John Belushi, but he died. And Dan Aykroyd was talking about it. I saw him in an interview, and he said, "Yeah, I got a phone call," and I was like, "What? John's dead? Oh my God!" He was like, "I'm sitting here writing his part in right now, and what am I going to do? Who am I going to find?" And he ended up with Bill Murray instead. Yeah.
And anyway.
And Melody says we've been together for 10, married for 4. We've been together for 12, actually, but we've known each other 12 years, but we've been married for 10 now. Yeah, but anyway, speaking of which, we're almost at the 3. Literally, we're counting down to the 3-hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. And so we probably need to go and have dinner.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up. And thank you all for joining us this evening. And remember, we will be doing a Halloween live stream, and we'll be mentioning it on every weekly roundup until that time.
And we'll put a post out.
Yeah, we'll put up a post. We didn't put one up today, but we'll put out a short or something that day or in the morning, maybe, to remind people.
Yeah, we'll talk about the same things, but also movies, recommendations, Halloween songs, TV shows, stuff that we used to do during Halloween. But we're gonna end up talking about any and everything.
This, that, and anything. Anyway. So if it's nostalgic, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever, but add some Halloween themes in there. Yeah. So
we hope you'll be able to join us. And we appreciate you joining us this evening. And we will see you guys again soon. Where's the thing? I don't know. I can't see. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I am or who I am or what I'm doing. I still don't know. Okay. Thanks, guys.